Welcome to Bourbon with Brad.
The views and opinions shared on the Bourbon with Brad podcast are our own and those of our guests. Nothing we discuss should be taken as financial, legal, business, or gambling advice. Don't make investment, business, or betting decisions based on our conversations, as you should always talk to a qualified professional. Always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and only consume alcohol if you are of legal drinking age.
AI, data, privacy, cybersecurity. Across all 50 states and federal, the law changed overnight. But this morning, you're not scrambling. One coffee, one scroll. Every new development that matters, in plain English, reviewed by an attorney linked to its official government source. That's Docket Daily. The 4 pillars, every morning, one place. Start your free 2-week trial at docketdaily.ai.
And we are here in the Bourbon Studios in Indiana, PA, and we got a very special guest with us today. And I appreciate you traveling all the way to come down to our studios and have this little conversation with us, Kristi K.
It is my pleasure, Bradley.
No, and you know, we go back, we met probably, what is it now going on, about 6 months maybe?
I think so.
Back in the wintertime?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kristi K After Hours, a great podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love the vibe. You know, of course, After Hours probably also means maybe a bourbon. You know?
It might. It might. For you, it absolutely does.
It definitely means for me. I mean, I know when I was on your show, we were filming at 11 a.m. and I had a bourbon. So.
You did. You absolutely did.
That wasn't iced tea.
I'm a subscriber to your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a great show.
It.
I watched a couple last night.
Yeah,
Thank
you have a
you.
lot of great people on there.
And great people like you.
Oh, well, thank you.
And content after hours. I mean,
Right.
come on.
So
what are we
that's-
talking about? Anything that has to do with after the workday.
That's right. It's something that's not so formal, and that's kind of our vibe too. And that's why I'm really looking forward to this conversation today, because when we kind of came up with this format, we were thinking, our friendly bartender that said maybe you guys need to get in front of a microphone said, but I want to keep it lighthearted, like we're sitting at the bar, and we're having a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So, Kristi,
Yes.
let's talk about you. You have you have really been in the before podcasts were kind of the thing. You had your own show on PBS.
I did.
Radio show on NPR, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how that started and what got you into that.
All the things. I started doing business TV. I loved it. Passion
Awesome.
for business. Worked in corporate America for 20 years in Boston.
Oh,
And then came back to the Midwest. Let's do a business show. Actually, a congresswoman in my state said, "We don't have anything like this. Would you do it?" And I was like, "No." And then I think I said, "Hell to the no." And she said, "Let's do this thing." And so we started talking about some of the business initiatives going on, strategic corporations,
Yes.
growth partnerships happening in the region.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And 20 years later, here I am.
still
Yeah,
still
still doing
going
it.
strong. I mean,
Yeah.
and now you got some really cool things that we were talking about before coming on air
Yeah.
that are coming around the corner as well. So I mean, it's catching on. I mean, you definitely have a knack for it. There, I noticed that right away when you and I just had our conversation on there, and I was introduced to your show for the first time. So
Thank
yeah, it's a wonderful show. If you haven't seen it out there, it's Kristi K After Hours. You can find you on YouTube, Spotify, right?
Got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
all the major
Yep.
platforms, right? So, yeah, it's well worth a watch, and that comes out once a week, right?
Yep, every Friday.
Every Friday. Yep. So that's a good day to drop. And now, so can we talk a little bit about what's coming around the corner?
We can.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So, you work in the business for how many years? I
Yeah.
mean, 20 years plus.
Yeah.
And everything builds on everything else. So as I'm sort
all
of
about relationships, right?
developing, so you're on television, radio, all the things through the years. Now it's a podcast on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, on a trip to LA, I get the offer to work with a producer on a brand new show in LA. So Kristi K's After Hours is heading out west with a new name.
Is moving on out west.
Woo-hoo.
I love it. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
So excited.
No, you're going to be right in the hub of everything out there. It's such a great place, not only for great intriguing guests, but it's California is the bedrock, for me, for AI.
Yeah.
You got Silicon Valley between
right.
San Francisco and Sacramento and San Juan and, LA too. I mean, it is kind of the place to be right now when it comes to everything that's kind of happening in the IPO world with SpaceX, just launching last week. Crazy. Although it's down, so it's a good time to buy maybe, but maybe not.
It's okay. You need to get out west.
That's right. Well, yeah, no doubt. We were talking off camera. Our dear friend Eddie Edwards, who was a former guest on our show and will be on again. He was out west for a while. He was working in the NFL agency out there, and now has his MBA license and is representing players in the league, but also in the big world right now in college sports is the NIL deals that are being cut, and so he's represented quite a few collectives, in all the major universities. So he would tell me stories about LA when he was going back and forth, and there were always never a dull moment. I mean, LA is just always the place to be. It's kind of like New York is on the East Coast, right? So you want to be there, and the fact that you have the opportunity to go there, does that mean you're going to be moving out there? Are you going to be? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a commitment. I love it.
That's a big commitment.
Yeah, that's it. That's awesome.
And it's everything from a target audience standpoint. It's athletes, it's actors, musicians, all the things. And there's nothing like it, as having someone in studio.
It makes it, that's what I appreciate you being here, because it
Yeah.
makes such a big difference, to be able to talk to somebody, face to face versus, not that Zoom doesn't do a nice job or any of the other platforms, but it's just not the same.
No, drinking bourbon separately, not the same.
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Come on, cheers.
No, and thank you. And speaking of bourbon, we will get into that here, and we'll talk about when it is my favorite. When Kristi asked, what bourbon is your favorite, and I said, well, Joseph Magnus, that is my favorite, and anybody who knows me knows that's been my favorite for a good couple of years now.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, let me get that. I truly appreciate that.
We all
Cheers
appreciate
to
it.
Yeah, no, it is a
whole room is
a
appreciating
special
that.
bourbon, and we're gonna talk about it when Lou gets here, because I can't wait for him to try it for the very first time as well.
Yeah, it's my first time.
Yeah, so
as well.
Yeah, and Lou says he's somewhat of a novice bourbon drinker, but now he's been doing this for about 9-10 weeks, and I think you might even squeeze out of him that he's kind of getting the hang of reviewing bourbons and getting the different hints that come out of it. And this one has a unique taste to it. Very smooth, very very flavorful.
Did you say it's aged in a sherry cask?
Yeah, a sherry and cognac cask.
Yeah, you can definitely pick up on that.
Right, so that's
good.
Oh,
it is very good.
I know. So there is no harsh, after it's good. And by the way, did you happen to see? And I think I sent it to you guys, and maybe you saw it too, Kristi. Is Jim Gaffigan, who's one of my favorite comedians that's out there. He had a skit this week that went viral, and it's on bourbon.
Oh yeah, you sent that to us.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
But and that was just one part. So he went on for about a good 10-15 minutes of bourbon, because he's a big bourbon drinker. He's like, listen, I go home, I like to have a bourbon, maybe 2, just 2, because after that I don't remember how many I had.
Good.
He goes, I'm not a bourbon expert. Because they're very annoying.
Yeah, those bourbon experts.
I know, right? So I said, he goes, but I'm annoying in other things. I said, I get that.
Where's the bourbonometer?
The bourbonometer. Oh yeah, so that's floating
Let's
over
go.
us. Yeah, no, I love the fact that you even rattled that out. You even said it right.
Did I? Because I haven't had too much yet. Just
I've been stumbling on that word for about 20 episodes now. I think I got it once right.
Got it right.
You did. A couple weeks ago, you actually nailed it.
Yeah, so the bourbonometer is our kind of self. As the bourbon goes down, the spirits go up, and it's our rating of how good that bourbon is. If it gets
the
down
bottle is the bourbonometer.
Yeah, and Perry always is good about capturing the picture before, and he does amazing stuff with AI and the way you bring that bottle out, and then at the end, it's more times than not that bourbon is down to Tanya's taste or the empty bottle. So, yeah. And I don't see this one sticking around.
There aren't many that survive the show.
No.
There's one that piggyback, which was, I can't believe there was any of that left. And I didn't even drink all of it because I thought somebody else might want a little sip. It's really good too.
It is.
But most of them.
Well, and that's been the really cool thing about the show is we've been, we have a bourbon club here in Indiana that kind of got us really started, and a couple dear friends of mine, the two Gregs and Tanya, my wife is actually the bigger bourbon drinker initially than I was. Now she's got me hooked, line, and sinker, and now I wouldn't say it's an expensive hobby, because we don't try to collect, but we do like trying a different one every week, and it's been nice to go down through the different ones, and so our bar used to have all the different alcohol back there. Now it's just bourbon. Other than Franco Harris's tequila made by Blanton's.
The only thing we're collecting right now is empty bottles.
Yeah, we are good at that, right? So the recycling center is going to be happy to see us.
Yeah.
Either that or we'll sign them and give them away to charity, right? But
yeah, there you go.
You know, I did bring a second bottle too.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Just in case.
No, I mean
I might get a picture of that one because I didn't get a picture before we opened it.
Oh, okay.
And I like to do it full for the clip.
Kristi came prepared.
I did.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I didn't know how heavy the pours were, and I didn't know.
Well, they start out. Normal.
They start out responsible.
It turns into a long Thursday,
and then we get to the fifth segment, and everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, this is you're just laughing way too much."
And that's where the second bottle comes in.
Yeah, right. Trying to run on the treadmill, trying to fly in the plane, trying to nap.
I don't know if she sees your socials, but the clip of Eric last week. Brad was playing some of the voices from the LLM apps, Claude, I think.
Yeah, Claude has all these different voice settings you can choose from in the different, themes that you want to choose. So I was playing it for the guys, and Eric just.
Well, they'll tell a different nursery rhyme, and the one was Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, and Eric, our friend Eric, just lost it. He was laughing so hard you couldn't even hear him. It made the funniest 25-second reel that we've ever
it really
made.
did, didn't it? And his laugh is contagious.
Yeah. Both of you guys laugh.
And he's in Nova Scotia right now.
He is, yeah. He texted he's going to miss.
I know, he couldn't be here. He's usually a regular down here. So, but it's shout out to Eric, because his mind is at a next level. And I think I sent him even a few things. We were talking about quantum, before coming on. And it's just crazy where these things are going right now in the real world. And how they're using that to explain, and how, the one, I mentioned last week in on our show that the one headline that was in the news, or it wasn't even in the news, it was on Popular Mechanics, which is a pretty reputable, magazine. It's my father-in-law used to have that on his not nightstand, but on his end table there in the living room, and it always have real intriguing, interesting, kind of cutting edge articles of what's to come, and they're now saying maybe consciousness is the only thing that's real, and that we're just antennas, and it's not really inside us, that we're just drawing on it. And so it gets into the whole quantum. Yeah, it really gets into the deep. That's a fifth segment conversation. Just planting the seed.
I'm ready for that one.
Yeah. So Kristi. Tell me who is the other than myself, who is the most interesting guest you've had on your show
ever? Okay. I mean, of course.
I know, right? So excluding myself is what I should say.
Bradley J. Martineau, and then we get into a couple of presidents.
Right. Right. Oh, and by the way, you were on the Oscars red carpet.
I was absolutely. Did some Oscars red carpet. That was fun.
How cool was that, right?
A lot of fun. And to your point, I have done interviews with all kinds of actors and athletes and politicians, political types, all the things. I would say, though, the most intriguing / fun interview I've ever done is Brendan Hunt, Ted Lasso. Oh. And let me tell you why.
Ted Lasso. That's
yeah. Brendan Hunt, by the end of the interview, every question I asked, you know how this goes. Yeah. Every question I asked, the answer was not what I thought, not expected, and out of left field. By the end of the interview, Bradley, he's hula hooping.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a hula hoop.
Well, if you see me doing headstands at the end, this shit's got real.
It's got out of control. So he was fine. It was a good one.
God said he's going to kill me if I did it again. So.
Yeah, it happens.
Physically and mentally.
So that was a good one. I mean, a lot of fantastic, fabulous, a lot of PBS chefs, having been on PBS for decades.
I'm sure you had some pretty good chefs. Would they bring sample food too?
They would.
They
would.
Well,
and all kinds of products, whether it's a knife. Chef Yan can cook. Remember this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a knife. that he was, selling, showing me how to cut with that.
Sharper than the rest.
Sharper. It's frightening, actually.
Yeah.
America's
I
Test
stay away from
Kitchen.
that.
Yeah, stay away from knives, especially
I'm not good
in
with blood,
the
by the
bourbon
way. If I
studio.
see it, I'll be on the floor. It's just not good.
I can't have it. Not in the bourbon studio.
No, not in the bourbon studio. No, that's awesome.
So, yeah. A lot of fun ones, though, through the years. Way back in the day, it was George H.W. Bush, the president of Mexico at the time, Vicente Fox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember Fox.
Yeah, right? Quite a debonair man, right?
Yeah, he was a debonair man. He was very sharp.
He really was. So that's
he's
how far
like
back I go.
Wait till you meet Louis. He's very debonair, too.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's sharp, too.
No, he is. Louis is as sharp as they come. Yeah. I always, Lou Lubricity himself, he's amazing.
Love it.
Yeah. But, now he's selling boner pills, so.
I saw that. I saw that. Erectile dysfunction. And he didn't invite me to that episode.
Right.
I'm on the next one.
I know.
So
his doctor was here that
Now we
night.
had the doctor on here, too, and he doesn't drink, so he doesn't drink. He tolerate us for.
And he had some of the funniest lines,
him.
and he didn't drink a drop.
Oh, I know, the Bourboner, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, no, he. Now, Dr. Rich, and I told Louis, I said, they missed a marketing ploy with Dr. Rich. It should have been Dr. Dick. But, yeah, whatever. Who am I to say?
Missed opportunities.
Missed opportunities, right? No, but we've been the AI world. Have you been dabbling in AI at all?
Dabbled in AI. It's interesting in the media world.
Yeah,
it's sort of that tricky kind of fine line between.
It is a fine line, right? So you don't want to. It gets down to whose work is it really?
Exactly.
And especially there's a lot of controversy going on right now, and just monitoring it through my platform, I'm seeing all the cases that are going on right now. And when it comes to the intellectual property and the copyright owners and the settlements that are coming out of it, and it just seems like it's almost a business plan by these big, companies such as Meta, and they've settled numerous lawsuits with authors and news organizations because they've just scraped all that information, trained their models on it, and said, okay, then we'll deal with their repercussions. And good for them that they have the whereabouts to be able to deal with the repercussions, because it's not the way to do it. It's not, from a lawyer standpoint, you're doing it the wrong way. So,
agree.
Get permission first. But my curious question is, though, it's knowing it from myself. There's definitely a value to it, though, if you're using it to enhance what you're doing.
For sure. I mean, you can create new reels a lot quicker, real time kind of things. That is true. Starting a new show. As in LA, a lot of platforms, a lot of preparation that can be done through, Claude, through ChatGPT. It's great.
Do you have a preference?
Have not delved into Claude yet, but that's coming up very soon.
You should, because
I know.
I'm telling you, it is. Now for marketing and doing imaging, it's pretty good, but it's pretty, I would say, lower on the scale. Gemini is really good. ChatGPT is really good with imaging and doing short videos. And now you can. I actually did this for the very first time last week because it just came out with Google Gemini. You can actually take your video, put it in there, and tell it how you want to edit it. So the video platforms where you'd have to go through all the the Adobe software or whatever software you would have, and you have to go through the old way of doing it. It's now just a conversation back and forth.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is, and or ask if they enhance this, or zoom in, bring it out,
zoom out,
or just. Sometimes I just love giving it an open-ended question and saying, make this really spectacular.
Yeah.
And it's cool stuff.
And it's scary though when you think about it in the media world, because you're thinking about your image being stolen, taken, used in ways that you had no idea.
That's
out there. Our voices, my voice is everywhere. It's radio.
That's a big concern. So now the states have been passing that. The federal government has, in the framework, has said that needs to be protected.
Yeah.
And Denmark was one of the first to pass the law that said that your face and your voice are inherently your copyrighted right. And I think, to be honest, my 2 cents as an attorney, and if I put that hat on for a second, is that it still falls under common law that is you still have a right to it. Now, to have a statute that says that specifically, that gives you a little more teeth too. But that's a big concern.
It's a huge concern.
Because, you worked hard, to nurture, we're talking about, putting it into the dirt, right? So you started with PBS, you worked your way up now, and now you got Kristi K's After Hours, and now you're, moving to LA, and now it's going to be the next level. And the last thing you need is some AI knockoff, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Doing
Exactly. Some deep fakes out there.
right. And, well, and that's a big concern. The deep fakes and synthetic media is a real concern, not just in the media, but just overall. So now you can imagine with these videos getting. So we're talking about how good they are for editing and making things look very realistic, right?
Beautiful product. However, then you're talking about the truth, the authenticity,
Right.
and all the things. What was the source?
Right. So what is the
And
source?
this is
And now the transparency disclosures that are out there, and that's the other law that's changing and everywhere. And the patchwork of laws we have out in the States right now, there's a handful and growing that are saying you have to, if you create an AI video, you have to disclose it on the AI video. I don't know if you saw my video.
I did.
Yeah, but if you see the scrolling line on the bottom, it just says, "These are not humans. These are AI. It was AI generated."
Yeah.
And it's sad, but I see its purpose. Okay, because although mine's not trying to fool anybody, the problem is let's say you have a natural catastrophe, or and I'm sure you've seen them on social media, the reels that are out there. Is that real or is that AI? And that's the scratch in the head. Now is do you know there was a reel that came out early on when AI came out, and it was about this major national catastrophe, and it actually affected the stock market for a day.
See, these are the things.
So these are
really scary. And tell from a legal standpoint, in terms of authenticity,
right?
How are we to know?
Well, and
from
that's
here on out,
and
if that is true or not.
It's even scarier than knowing it. So there's these disclosures and transparencies, and you might notice if you worked with Gemini, they have that little the white triangle or diamond in the corner. So that's a mark that says it was made by AI, and so that's one of the markings that a lot of these statutes they're either proposed or they've been put in place. California's already put it out there. A few others have. That say you have to disclose that this was made by it. I went one step further and just actually put the words on it. It's just I'm not even.
Why not?
Why not? Right? So it's my business. I pitch AI for the responsible AI, but the scary part is when you don't know where the authentic source is. So it can disparage. Whether it's a politician, whether it's an actor, whether it's a media personality, whether it's a normal person, whether it's and where it really gets scary, and where really a lot of these laws are focusing on, are the students that are in school.
For sure.
Because we already remember. I don't know if you remember all the horrors that at least when my kids were growing up. They had social media, and that was scary enough, right?
Yeah. We've talked about that on my show when you
Right?
came on Kristi K's After Hours. Kids and social media, just a bad combination.
Well, it is
to begin with.
It really is,
mean,
because it's a bad combination for adults too, because all you're seeing is a filtered, not realistic persona, right?
And now you add AI.
Now you add AI to
Right.
it, and you can embellish, you can make things up, you can take things not just about yourself, but about others. And you can see where the sword becomes double-edged, and
Sure.
and it now really gets to be a scary point.
And the safety for our kids
and
is really at jeopardy.
and that
We're
has
talking
been
about suicidal tendencies and all the things
and
tied
that's been
to
a real issue.
confidence, self-esteem,
Yeah.
self-worth, cyberbullying,
Yeah.
all the things.
Not even just with the cyberbullying going back and forth between students and what they can do to use this and make up stories, right?
Oh, and images.
Right, images, that aren't true.
True.
And now you're left defending, and how do you get the
Right.
word back out? I mean, it's a no-win,
It
situation.
really is.
But where it's even scarier is a lot of these, new AI platforms that were coming out, and Pennsylvania has one right now that the Attorney General has taken a suit on to, are these mental therapists that are AI, that are saying they're licensed, psychiatrists, and there's no credentials really behind it, and so people are interacting with this thinking that they're getting real, genuine advice that's tailored to their needs.
And the case where the young person committed suicide.
And that's the 16-year-old, and that's horrible, right?
It's as bad as it gets.
And so as a reactionary measure to that, the platforms have now started to train their models with psychologists, with philosophers. Anthropic even brought in 15 top Christian leaders to do a 2-day retreat.
It's great.
To try to, and again, you can do so much, and that's good. But at the end of the day, it's still, it's an isolated chamber between your child and that. That I'm talking very knowledgeable. I mean, it's like tapping into I go back to when I was a child, and I always thought it was cool when we got the encyclopedias. I'm like, oh my goodness, we got everything on the shelf that I need to know, right? So now, now you have, it's not just Google anymore, and it's not just the internet. Now you have these models that are just about trained on everything and are learning from their own interactions with others. And they're building on it, and this inference level that they're building on and going to the next level, they're now deducting and doing things on their own. And that's how we're, probably going to start coming up with a lot of cures.
Yeah, for sure.
In the health field.
Right.
They're saying if we lived another 10 years, you possibly live for another 250.
Kidding.
Yeah.
I really that's going to throw the calculations on my 401k.
Right. That just went, there goes Social Security. No, but I mean, it's crazy. So, and they're talking about, and that was kind of the algorithmic state that I wrote, the whole model of life is going to change. So once we have the robots out there, the humanoids that are going to come into production, and they're working in the factories, and Oracle just laid off this week 21,000 people. And they replaced, and they very succinctly said it was AI.
Interesting.
GM just, laid off 1,000 people, and they replaced them with 50 robots. So
did you say, Bradley, that it's 12% of the jobs right now can be replaced by AI?
Yeah, that was the stat.
That was the stat. Not that long ago.
Not that long ago, but it's, even just 4 or 5 months ago is an eternity in the tech world right now. So it's definitely not going to be, and I've been a very big proponent of it, it's not going to be just a complete net loss. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a shift of things that can be done manually or that are repetitive task oriented, and so when you're talking about factory jobs and you're on the floor and it's just I'm putting this bolt on or I'm doing this or I'm putting this door on, whatever that might be, that is definitely can be replaced by AI and robots.
For sure.
But what's going to happen is there's a shift happening right now. So just as we talked about, before we came on, the creativity level, what you can do with AI, and so we have a lot of young listeners that are out there, and even though we are an explicit podcast, and you guys probably should not be listening, and we like to drink bourbon, so it should be 21. But if not, I still give the advice. That, I get asked all the time, what would you recommend I take as far as a degree? And well, take whatever you want, but it's going to be who can utilize the AI tools that are out there, so that you're better than just those tools alone.
Right.
And if you can enhance and utilize those and make it better, and then the creativity level. So, you being in media, you understand the art side of things. So whether it's songs or writing or, video or production.
For sure.
It gets real, the door is unlimited to anybody that wants to do it.
The new frontier.
It really is.
And especially, when I came from a background where it was journalism all the way, 100%. You write everything. It's all original thought. It's non-biased. It's, it's creative to the extent that you have a team who might take a month to develop your marketing strategy and implementation of that.
And how's that evolved?
I mean, right here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So it's
4 minutes and then we can get it on social.
You can get it real quick, right? So, and we talked about, you talk about bias. So, when we come back on the second segment, I do want to dig into that because, journalism, from the Walter Cronkite era to, the Barbara Walters, when they were just reporting the news to where it is now.
What happened, Bradley?
Yeah, I know. And there's a cool AI platform that just came out, and we'll talk about that too.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back. Cheers, Kristi.
Cheers to it.
AI, data, privacy, cybersecurity. Across all 50 states and federal, the law changed overnight. But this morning, you're not scrambling. One coffee, one scroll. Every new development that matters, in plain English, reviewed by an attorney linked to its official government source. That's Docket Daily. The 4 pillars, every morning, one place. Start your free 2-week trial at docketdaily.ai.
And we are back, the second segment with Kristi K. Oh,
She survived one.
no, she survived one. We'll see if she
Cheers
gets.
to that.
We'll see if she gets to number 5. No, it's awesome to have you in the studios. We were talking a little bit. And by the way, if you noticed, before we get on to the media biased conversation that we're going to get into, because that's one of my. I can go down a rabbit hole with that. Look at the fire now.
Yeah, that was a very great suggestion.
Lily, awesome.
Lily, man.
Right?
Yep.
I mean,
done.
The blue setting. I mean, you were bringing in the blue lights, the bonfire. I mean, I think we may have to change it for the summertime, don't you?
I think I'm gonna let Lily just run the show.
I agree.
I'm gonna take the night
I
off.
feel the vibe, Lily.
I agree. I think.
Cheers to Lily.
Cheers to Lily. She knows what she's doing. You chose well.
Thank you, Lily. That is awesome.
Intern Lily.
Yeah,
she's got it going on.
I mean, she's got
It adds a nice cool tone to the
It really
shot,
does.
too.
I
like
I mean,
that.
it's summer.
Balances it out. Yep.
It is. So
I feel
Speaking of
it.
colors,
I feel it. I feel like, well, in LA, you're going to have that. So
You know
I
what?
can smell the
Especially
salt
with my
air.
first glass of bourbon.
yeah, right. So welcome to the Bourbon Club.
Good to be here.
I'd also like to point out that Christy's wearing Indiana's colors.
No, I know. I
Red and
mean,
black.
You're welcome.
We
yeah, no,
appreciate that.
she's-
Thank you
she's-
for the support. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
we are very proud right now because our baseball team just won the state
Let's go.
Did,
championship the
Nice.
second year in a row.
Yep.
Last about 10 days ago now,
Yeah, it's been a little. Yeah.
all good.
about a week and a half. So yeah, they're
And Garrett, my stepson, is at the beach with some of the big, Charlie and Ethan and
awesome.
Sully.
Well, hopefully they're around a bonfire. It looks like
They
this.
I doubt it. They're probably sitting around something else,
Right?
but whatever.
Yeah, no,
They're
I
having
hear you.
fun, I'm sure. I texted him yesterday. I said, "Hey, I forgot. I hope you're having a good time. I forgot to give you some extra cash before you left. Let me know if you need money, unless it's for bail."
Right.
I was like, "Then I'm out."
Yeah, then I got nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to call your grandma.
Yeah, you're gonna
Okay, speaking of that,
Yeah.
you've heard about the whole AI thing with people calling,
Yes.
voice recognition,
Oh, it's-
calling grandparents.
We talk about deepfakes.
I mean, come on.
That's been the greatest scam of the scam artist, right? So what Kristi's referring to is AI is able to digitally twin yourself, so that works in one way because Mark Zuckerberg and Sam Altman, and a lot of others are digitally twinning themselves, so they can program their twin to act and speak and be just like them, so that if you have common questions, their digital twin can answer them. Well, it also works in a bad way. So if you use somebody's and you get enough and I think it's 15 seconds, it was maybe 10 seconds of voice time, somebody can take that voice and create a digital twin of you.
Yeah.
So now they can basically have a natural conversation on the phone, which is when you're talking about the grandmas, right? So
Right.
they're the most vulnerable demographic out there, and it sounds just like your
like a grandkid.
like your grandkid. And who's not going to say to their grandkid, "Oh, you need you're in a pinch. Oh,
Yeah.
let me help you."
Yeah. Hey, Grandma.
Right.
I'm really stuck right now. Can you send me $1,000? I need to get some help
X,
right
Y,
now.
Z, whatever.
And
the
Grandma's
reason
all
is, right?
about it. Grandma's like,
course.
where do I need to send the money?
Balls just stroked.
That's so loud. I'm so loud. It's so loud
I
when
know,
you
right?
record
It's
it.
very
It's
loud.
hilarious. You have to acknowledge it because everybody will hear it.
I know. It's just don't be afraid. Yeah, that's our next our ice cubes.
There you go.
But that's been a serious issue out there, and it's been. And you read about the stories of grandmas that have also been susceptible to scams on that end because they think they're talking to somebody that is a confidant or somebody they know that is either a friend or a family member, tells them to invest in this or that, and all of a sudden their retirement or their life savings are gone.
That's right. Yeah. So think about this. So I've been in the media for 20 years. My voice is out there. My image is out there.
Right.
All the things.
So it's easy.
Who's to say
Yeah.
that's not happening now while we're here? And I don't know it.
It can happen.
It can happen. And that's the scary thing when you're in the media now.
It is.
You don't know who's doing a deep fake of you. You don't know what's going on. You have no idea who's using your voice. I have found images of myself, not in a bad way at this point, online.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I did not authorize that.
Yeah. Where
From a legal standpoint. Yeah, where did they come from?
Yeah.
Why are you using those?
No, it is scary. And
Yeah.
like we were talking about earlier with, it even gets scarier when you talk about the kids.
Oh, right, for sure.
And this
For
is
sure.
this is a very active group that's very technologically advanced. I mean,
Right.
they've grown up with this now.
Yeah, they don't know anything else.
They don't know anything else. They have social media as a platform to disseminate it, and it's frightening.
It's true. And you and I were talking too about media bias
Yes.
and how crazy the world is now. What is real? What is authentic?
Let's go
How
back.
do we discern it?
Let's even go back just when you started, right?
Yeah.
So
A few years ago.
no, but it's crazy though how it's gone just from a journalist.
Yeah. I was on location. I was with the steno notepad. I was in Boston
Were you even,
on the Boston social scene.
So I get down a rabbit hole with this.
Yeah, I love it.
And a couple of my friends that are probably listening to, we've had debates, many a times, but journalism used to be, it seemed like it used to be independent. It used to be, you find where the story is, report what the story is. And when we're demanding accuracy, we're demanding, a good way to weave the story that you find.
Now, I will say, to your point, with an entity, whether it's a magazine, a newspaper, a CBS affiliate, NBC affiliate, what have you.
Yeah.
So at least typically you were with an organization that was reputable, that cared about non-biased journalism and reporting.
And that used to exist.
Used to exist. I remember it.
I know, and that's what's scary is that it used to actually exist, and now here goes those black helicopters again, Per. Do you hear them?
That's not the first time.
I know.
So you're right, though. Now you have independent journalists who can report on anything they want to. They're now influencers online. And so how do we know? How do we authenticate?
Well,
although you're right, I think you're going to say, go ahead and tell me, because I think you're going to say, thank goodness they're able to.
No, thank goodness that they have an independent platform, right?
Exactly. I agree. Now, because of the world we're in with media bias everywhere. And we all tend to tune in to whatever it is we want to hear. And so whether it's CNN, whether it's Fox, whatever it may be, we only want to hear the news that ties and aligns with what we believe.
That's true.
And therein lies the issue with media bias.
Doesn't that create a problem in itself?
In and of itself, absolutely.
Because wouldn't you want to just hear, and I think I mentioned this off air, I said it goes back to Walter Cronkite, Barbara Walters. When
R.I.P.
When it just used to be, and I knew it was kind of boring, and it wasn't, really fun to watch.
Yeah.
But at least you knew you got what was going on, and you felt like you were there.
And you felt like they were trying to bring in both sides of the issue, of the story, of the event.
Well, and as an attorney, I love the fact that you say that, because I think there's always two sides to every story, right? And then two sides to every argument. And if you're bringing that in, then let the viewer, and we've taken that out of the viewer's ability to decide what is really real and what's not. Or
the viewer is now only going in one direction or another, not listening to both sides.
Well, we become so divided that you're looking to friendly newsfire.
Exactly. So for you, where do you get your news?
I don't. So this is what's kind of ironic.
Yeah, you don't read. We don't read anymore. We just drink bourbon. We don't care.
We do.
Care.
So we share our opinions with each other over a drink and a cigar.
No, we do. I get my news through Perry. No,
that's disturbing.
No, and my wife, but no, my dear friend Greg Cepas, who I had on this episode, he said, Brad, when the news was getting really kind of polarized, maybe, probably the first time Trump ran, it just seemed like both sides just took such a divide that it was just, it was more jabs than it was just reporting what's actually going on, right? So he goes, just turn off the news. Just
one way.
No, he says, just turn it off, Brad. I said, you're going to realize life still goes on, and actually life's pretty good, and your blood pressure goes down.
This is true.
And I said,
I unplugged too.
Yeah, unplugging is good.
Did you unplug too, Bear?
Yeah.
Still, Bear?
Yeah. I watch little snippets, and I watch all the networks. I'll watch little snippets on YouTube.
If it makes a meme, then that's probably when I see a news headline.
I get my news from the Babylon Bee.
There you go.
The Babylon Bee?
I love the Babylon Bee.
I love the Babylon Bee as well.
A lot of material.
I hear you. I'm down.
No, I'll watch. I pay attention. I don't watch. So like I get alerts from CNN and from Fox on my phone, and
well, that's
if it's just a
that's what
headline.
Tanya is too. She wants to hear both sides, which I appreciate, and I think you need to hear both sides because somewhere the truth probably lies somewhere in between.
I don't want to not know when big things are going on around the world, but I don't want to sit. The problem is it's 24/7, and
That's right.
Well, it is.
there's not enough to report 24/7, so they report things that they shouldn't be reporting, and then they interject opinions that they shouldn't be interjecting. It's a mess.
And you're right about that. You're so right. It's op-ed now. It's opinion editorial.
Well, and that changed back in the 80s,
right?
You know, and it was under I think it was under the Reagan era when that law changed, and they allowed journalism to become op-ed across the board.
And if you want to read the op-ed,
drove the
So segmentation of the media, the cable, all the news
cable,
networks.
Yeah, I was just going to say the cable.
Yeah.
So that's what really drove those 24/7 news channels.
The
It wasn't
cycles.
just the 6 o'clock news, or it wasn't just the morning news. So
I know.
Now it became.
and it's inevitable that opinion is going to come into the mix. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't have all those people. CNN was the first, right? They were the first 24/7 news, and then all these other companies, media companies, like, hey, they're making a killing. We should do the same thing, you know. And it's just there's not enough there to hold people's attention. So most of the time, I think in the evening, what you see on all the networks is opinion shows, like op-ed shows.
100%.
They all have them. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, or MS Now, or whatever it is. They all have them. And there are a bunch of people who some I agree with and some I don't. They try to balance it. You know, like Fox will have one person who maybe is opposing view, and you know, CNN will do the same thing, and it's become cheesy, I think.
Well, and I know it's the nature of the beast, but you always have the folks that own the media stations, right? So, and they have they have the ability to kind of steer the ship.
So to your point earlier, Brad, we talked about this with independent journalists, and all of a sudden you have the people, the Candaces,
yes,
the Megans,
yes,
the Tuckers of the world, and they're everywhere, and they are flourishing. They have millions and millions and millions.
Came out yesterday and said, I just broke free from any party.
Yeah, there you go.
And you know what?
And so this is what's happening,
because
right?
That's what I think needs to be done is don't be well, that's just my
don't be what?
Don't be tied down to anybody telling you what to do.
Well, and your point is a great one, because as a viewer, as a listener, you want to know, can I hear anything unbiased anymore?
Right, and I think that's the most important thing is getting the facts.
Yeah.
If you have the facts, why are we not all respected enough to be able to make our own decision?
And good question. I don't know.
That we have to be manipulated.
You report, we decide. That should be the motto.
And that's what
they present. This is what happened.
Yeah.
And
but that's not the case anymore.
Iran
that's
today.
not the case anymore.
You decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a biased swing, no matter which.
It is.
Well, most I will say
it's entertainment.
There are a couple out there that are trying to hold the independent line, which I admire. I mean, good luck, because I mean, you're probably not going to make it because, like you said, people are looking for the commonality of what they believe or what they're going for, and I understand that. I mean, certainly we all want to relate with our beliefs, but at the same time, in a world that's changing so fast, and a lot of that's happening because of AI, don't you want to know what's coming down the line? I mean, when you have the top executives of AI companies saying there's maybe a 15 to 25% chance that AI could end civilization, then you're going, okay. Well, that's a 1 in 4 chance, but yet this AI race war is going so fast and furious. And it's great. We're talking about with the media. It's great with the journalism. It's great with the marketing. It's great with the, the business plans. As Chris and I were talking off here, it's great. It's great with coding, but at what cost? Are there any guardrails on this? Are there any protections in place? Are there, even the government we were talking had to step in last week with Mythos and Fable 5. And they said, this platform broke into just about every one of our vulnerable
national safety issues, all the things, security
in a matter of not days, hours.
Unbelievable. So let me ask you this, Brad: is there an entity, a corporation out there that you feel has the moral compass, that has the ability to really step in and lead the charge? I mean, are we talking Elon Musk? Are we talking Anthropic?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that as an expert in AI?
Well, Anthropic is probably the closest that I've kind of hitched my wagon to, because they stood up to the government and said, look, we're not going to let you take our platform. Was it a marketing ploy? Maybe. It might have been the greatest marketing ploy of all time.
Right. They turned on the government as a client.
They did.
Yeah.
$200 billion deal sitting right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, no, we're not going to let you take our platform and utilize it for mass surveillance of the American people or weapons of mass destruction without
autonomous weapons.
Autonomous, yeah. So without having one of our experts overlooking the platform to make sure it is operating as it should.
Yeah.
Because they're not that good yet. I mean, you still have to have the human in the loop on no matter what you create. Even if it's just a platform for a regular business, deal, yet alone when you're talking about mass surveillance, when you're talking about possibly people's lives at stake.
Right.
And the wars, the battles that are going on over in Iran, and they're utilizing humanoids and drones that are autonomous. They're AI driven. I think I sent you that one, Perry, that had
squid drone.
Yeah,
or jellyfish drone.
The jellyfish drone.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating to me.
And Perry's a big drone guy. He was kind of like the peeping Tom in the window before, but now
it's not true.
No, he's evolved.
That's definitely not true.
Now he's got a 4K camera and a drone that just hangs up.
Now the black helicopters will be showing up.
I know, right? No, but did you see that thing?
Yeah, it was freaking amazing.
Right.
I want one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's
who has them? China?
I don't know. But I mean, it's funny how conflicts bring out the technology, that you're going, whoa, that is.
Well, it's changing the way those kinds of, I mean, not that anybody wants war, but sadly that's our nature as humans. But, if you can, of course, whoever has the better mousetrap is the one that's going to kill more of the people from the other side and kill less of your own people, I guess. That's the idea, right? I mean, it's a messy job. It's a messy business.
That's the ideal.
If you're So if your side can utilize technology to minimize how many boots on the ground you have,
right?
Then that's good for that.
What happens
side.
What happens if the AI drifts? What happens if it goes on its own?
Well, I think this is why there's such a push to win the AI race because the fear is if China or somebody else who we would consider an adversary gets that technology, then it's us that's.
You know how you texted FOMO? You know how you texted FOMO earlier?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the same thing in the AI war race.
Yeah, probably.
No, because if it's not us being in that race at whatever cost, and it's a unique time we're in right now, and I compared it earlier, probably about maybe what do you think 8-10 episodes ago. Remember the old crash dummy test they used to do with the cars? That's what I feel like we're doing right now with AI is we're just going to go as fast and furious as we can forward until we crash, and we're going to see how it comes out. And hopefully we're safe when we walk out. Hey, Volvo, that worked well. Thank goodness.
Hopefully we're Volvo.
Yeah, maybe we could come up with a better way of doing that.
Yeah, well, you would think, right?
That's the way you figure it out. Right?
But you ask which company I would say could lead us. Right now. Whether it's a marketing ploy or not, and there are many that say maybe it is, because Dario and Anthropic have taken a very divided line. He was with ChatGPT and OpenAI. He was the head of research for them that led the ChatGPT 2 and 3. He left, and there was a few other researchers and team members that were a part of that they saw a different vision than ChatGPT and OpenAI were going. And one of whether they're saying it in principle, but they held against a governmental contract to the point where they were named a national security threat, not once but twice.
Yeah.
Initially they were named it, over the fact that they just wouldn't provide their.
I give him credit for putting his foot down. I mean,
provide their
many
model
people do that. Not to this
the government.
administration.
And said, if we can't have one of our folks that know what they're doing, not that. And I've heard the other side of the argument. They say, well, the government has, maybe they do. Maybe they don't. But this is cutting edge technology, So, and at the end of the day, it's your name on the line. It's your contract with the government. It's people's lives
Right.
that are at stake.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate what Anthropic's doing. So that's my answer.
Good answer.
Yeah, and
I think they've proven to have the ethics and the morals to maybe be that.
well, and it's not been a one-off pair.
Yeah, there's more examples.
There's been more to it. So they immediately, when the government said this past week, Mythos and Fable were released, and they released it knowing that there was capabilities here, but they governed them down and they kind of tried to make them more user friendly, and the government was immediately concerned because supposedly even these governed down versions were able to break into and find vulnerabilities
Right.
in some of our most secret
Frightening.
agency files.
Right.
It's frightening, but it's just not
and so
surprising.
that's why that's
It's
why
our
the
government,
administration
come on.
said you need to immediately ban any foreign, if that gets in the wrong hands of the wrong people, that can work against us.
Yes.
So to Anthropic's credit, they took them both down.
Mm-hmm.
And where are they today? They're back in with the federal government.
Well, and not a national security threat again.
Right, exactly. That's my point. So they
It's
stood
funny
their
how it
ground.
goes back and forth, right?
They stood their ground, and they're still in the mix. They're still part of the picture.
They're still
so.
in the mix, and it's and you look at DeepSeek is China's version of what we're supposedly
they're
afraid
cheaters.
of.
They're cheaters.
Well, yeah, we
They were using our models to train their models.
yeah, so they were going into our models, Kristi, and instead of training them in their data centers and spending all this money on electricity and water and the build outs and having communities up in an uproar, which 60% of them now are getting shut down. I think maybe only 8% of the communities overall. The stats are staggering, right? Is Gus circling us yet? I hear his little tiptoes.
Oh, I haven't heard.
Yeah, all
Where's
right.
Gus?
The camera hasn't fallen over
All
yet,
right.
so at least we're good there.
Yeah, that's good, right? So they decided to take a shortcut. It's kind of like the Cliff Notes, back in the day when you could, figure out the answers without having to study everything. They started asking these models that are out there, like Claude. And I think they were going into Anthropic because they
Yeah, I
realized
think it was. Yeah.
Anthropic was, and is, in my personal belief, if you're looking for deep reasoning, complex reasoning, it is the best model out there. So they're peppering Anthropic with all these questions, and they're signing up on all these different accounts, going to max. Kind of like I do every night they're like, Tony, go to bed, Brad.
They're using AI. They're using AI to steal from our AI to train their AI.
Yeah, so they're using
Crazy.
questions to then
Yeah.
reverse engineer the training,
Right.
which is brilliant. I mean, I gotta give credit where credit's due, and I'm not a foreign adversary advocate by any means, but my goodness, it's brilliant.
It's brilliant. They're in the driver's seat. Anyway, they know more than anybody else knows. So when they're working with the government, working with the Trump administration,
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, and now Grok and Elon's trying to get in the mix and say he's also a national security threat. No, I don't know if Grok's a national security threat yet.
How do you feel? Let's go. I want to hear about that. Tell me more.
I think I sent you. I think I sent you a meme today of a chart. Did you see that one?
I don't. If you did, I haven't looked.
Well,
at
it had like how we talked about the mango now.
Oh, yeah,
of the
yeah,
top
yeah.
six.
Yeah.
Well, it showed of the top six, whether it's Meta AI, Gemini,
Anthropic,
OpenAI,
NVIDIA,
and I think there's
MAN, NVIDIA,
Yeah.
Grok, and
there's one more in
OpenAI.
there too. Copilot. There.
Copilot.
Yeah. So of those six, how many of them have been a national security threat? and they have Anthropic as one. I know Elon would like to think that his are that smart, but Elon's, like I said, his whole founding team all left.
Yeah.
But to his credit, that SpaceX IPO was buzzing. It was up to $225, in a few days, and it was down to $150.
Yeah,
So-
it did. It dropped. But
Yeah.
that's the bounce everybody kind of expected.
It's the balance that everybody
It's time
thinks
to
about,
buy.
and there was a few funds that were picking up on it. I saw. So, kudos to them.
Yeah. Kudos.
But
we should. Have you talked to Kristi about the data center right here?
oh
No, let's hear about that.
no, so we
What's going on?
Let's take a break quick,
Oh.
and then we'll come back and talk because I don't. You guys didn't talk about that whenever Brad was on your show. I don't think.
No, we did not.
No, we are sitting 5
It's
miles
like-
away from the largest
Yeah.
power
Power plant.
plant development that's going to be tied into most likely one of the largest data center.
Yeah,
No
It's right
kidding.
here 5 miles away.
That's
No
an
kidding.
old a site that had a coal-fired power plant.
It was
This
the
is
ideal
old
site.
country.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Oh,
why,
I can't wait to hear
you know,
more.
why it
Yeah,
makes
that's
a lot of
Yeah.
it's a
sense,
big deal. It's
It is a
making
big
a lot
deal.
of headlines.
Huge
these
deal.
days.
And shout out to all the folks over there because they're, I got feedback that they're all listening. So
And they're
These
fighting the
guys-
fight right now. They're fighting the
guys from
fight.
Kiewit.
Yeah,
The guys from
the
Kiewit?
Yeah.
boys from Kiewit
Nice.
and the boys at the Homer Center plant. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
Cool.
Okay.
Cheers. We'll be right back.
Cheers, Bradley.
Yeah. Cheers, Kristi.
Cheers.
AI, data, privacy, cybersecurity. Across all 50 states and federal, the law changed overnight. But this morning, you're not scrambling. One coffee, one scroll. Every new development that matters, in plain English, reviewed by an attorney linked to its official government source. That's Docket Daily. The 4 pillars, every morning, one place. Start your free 2-week trial at docketdaily.ai.
And we are back. Third segment. It's
Segment.
3 out of 5. We'll see if she makes it the 5.
Of course, that is a challenge I will accept.
No, it's all good. We got Mr. Lou Lubricity himself coming down to the
should be
studios.
inbound.
He should be walking through that door just about any minute now. And he is Mr. Dapper himself. And Mr. Smooth, Mr. My Meds. I left the ED part out because he does provide all services, telehealth, 48
He does.
states.
It's not
Yeah.
just ED.
Is this where I chime in or no?
Oh, you can when Lou's here. You'll love that.
He'll be speechless. He'll be speechless.
He will be.
Actually, I think what we should do is when he walks in, we should probably cut this segment short and then restart the second segment with Lou, and we'll just leave them both in. Because I know Kristi she needs to get on the road.
Well, I
and
know.
No, I don't want to cut
No,
that off.
no,
I
no.
do not want to cut that out.
No, we're not cutting anything out.
No, but I want to
off.
start and restart so that we have a full, if we want it, full 30 minutes with Lou. And
Oh, I agree.
You good on time, Lily?
Is that all right?
I have zero.
that's
This
it.
is way too much fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Come on.
We're good.
Hey, these
to go.
Wednesdays are the highlight of my week.
No, me too.
I look forward to this every week. It's so much fun.
He gets this
Did
man
you know-
out. He gets his man out of the box.
Did you know Lily and I are coming back next Wednesday?
Are you?
Oh, sweet. 2 weeks in a row.
Good. That sounds awesome.
Right, Lily?
Well, you know where we're at.
Do you guys like to golf?
We got a direct line down
We
to
have a great golf
111.
course there.
She's golfing tomorrow.
Oh,
Are you?
gosh, yes,
Oh,
I
no
am.
way.
Yes, I am. Thanks for the
Okay.
reminder. Yes.
Not me.
But next Wednesday, we're back
Nice.
here. Yeah,
Oh,
you
we're
the
gonna
golfer? Do you
switch.
golf?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes.
I used to be more of a golfer. I'm now the 4th worst golfer in my family.
Oh, out of 4?
Out of
Out of
4.
Out of 4?
My wife just won the club champions
Get out.
this past
Let's
year.
go.
Yeah.
She's a pro.
My
Cheers to
son
it.
plays for Robert Morris.
Nice.
And he's just a specimen.
Okay.
He's in Florida right now. Otherwise, I'd have him come down. He's like 6'2". He works out, eats pure. I mean, it's just yeah.
He's a machine.
He is a machine. And my daughter was the top golfer in the district before she decided to hang it up before her senior year. And
And then where does that leave you?
it leaves me on the bottom. So after having
Somewhere
two
down
surgeries,
here.
after having 2 surgeries last year,
Oh.
I've only played a few times. So now I'm supposed to play.
I haven't even played. I played 9 holes with you this year. That's it.
I know,
Like
I
we
know.
played a lot.
We haven't
last
really
year.
played, have we? So I'm supposed to play 4 times in a row here coming up for the Invitational starting tomorrow. We'll see how that goes.
Does that feel like pressure?
A little bit because
Yeah.
I have so we bring a guest in that plays with us, and I feel like I need to play for him. No, little sports shout out. My son and I did when
Mark just said that. I didn't even know that.
Father-son situation?
Yeah, no, we
Nice.
So we played in the Father Son, which is an annual tournament that we've been doing since he's been 4 years old. He's now 20, and
Who carried who?
yeah, what do you think?
I think we know the answer to that based on previous
physically
conversation.
and golf wise. I mean, it was definitely Harrison. He's like, Dad,
Harrison's gonna need back
because
surgery.
I don't want to hear any sorries. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry, I won't say sorry.
It's just like, Dad, just show up. I'll do the rest.
Just try to. I'm like, I got you.
Just be respectable.
So we ended up winning. So that was
Lovely.
good for you.
And
there's some good golfers.
Well,
I'm sure
there
you
is
were
some
playing
good golfers,
against.
and this is a true story. So when I was decided to finally go into the knife for my back surgery, which was a L3 through 5, fusion. So it's pretty hard. It's mostly because of a bad golf swing, but but because of my lifting days back when I was playing basketball in high school, and I've lived with it for 30 years, and I finally got it done, and you're sitting there going, there's a 50-50 chance, probably, maybe better now, 60-40. I hope I come out of here. I just don't. If anything else, I just want to be able to play in that father-son, And so to be able to show up on the tee and be able to be there, because we didn't get to do it last year, it was awesome.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it
Good
was
for
awesome.
you.
So, anyways, we're going to move on. We were talking about the other, big news here in Indiana County, and that is the Homer City power plant. So there used to be a coal plant there. It's about 2.2 gigawatts if you're a power freak and you understand that stuff.
I am not.
Yeah, most people aren't. So, and that's pretty big. It was one of the largest.
That's all I need to know.
It's pretty big. So it was one of the largest coal plants in the nation, and we had another one here right down the road, and another one not too far down the other road. So we are sitting in a very rich natural resource area. Not only just coal, but natural gas. That was my old days back when I was an attorney. I represented the coalition here in town, or not town, but in this Marcellus Shale, as well as oil and gas operators. And so I do have a fondness for the energy business because it is kind of the backbone that keeps our lights on and allows us to enjoy the modern technologies, especially with AI now driving a lot of that. You need to have some sort of power source because sun, solar, wind, all that's great, but it's not going to be the source that's going to allow us to do
the Bourbon studio.
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Look at these. I mean, we are burning it up.
Cheers to it. Let's go.
But our data center here, build and our power plant. Actually, let's start with the power first. Put the horse before the cart, I guess, or whatever how that saying goes. They have announced a 4.5 gigawatt natural gas powered plant, not coal. So they've completely switched gears, and we are sitting on an abundance of natural gas here in the Marcellus. Whether it's from Ohio to West Virginia to Pennsylvania, it's very prevalent. In fact, a lot of these large wells that they drilled have been shut in. They're just not even getting to market. So now they have a means to market, and they knocked this down. It was like ground zero last week, right? Because they finally finished the demolition project.
They just finished it?
Yeah.
I think that was like a year ago they started it.
I know. Well, it's been a chore, but
Wow.
they finished the last part of it, I should say. So there's been parts that are starting to build, and they're going up with the new and out with the old. And so it's also going to lead into what started with one data center. Now they're talking about maybe 7 data centers and maybe even more. So right here in our backyard.
Right.
It's causing a lot of problems.
Controversy everywhere, I am sure.
Well, it is controversy. So you obviously have those folks that say, do you realize the noise that comes along with it? The heat. You look at Elon's Memphis temporary turbines. There's been a lot of complaints down there about the. And I get it to a certain extent, but what are the alternatives? I guess that you tell me a better alternative. Nuclear, and I will tell you that the small nuclear modular reactors are. There's our commercial.
We went all that time.
We made it longer, Lily, than we did on the normal fire. That's for sure.
Next time we'll log into I pay for YouTube so I don't get the commercials.
Well,
so
thank you.
Next time we'll log into mine.
I appreciate that. I actually think one of my accounts is paid for. I just probably not logged in.
Yeah, probably not.
But so it's amazing where things are going.
He didn't pay. You know, Josh Shapiro did not pay for time on your show. That's a campaign. That's
free advertising for Josh Shapiro right
We just
now.
got Perry all. You see those stockings get all in it there?
I just want the fire back. I want the fire back.
No, but you know, we were talking about not in my backyard with data centers. It makes sense in our backyard because that was a coal plant. So we were used to having that being there, and it provided a lot of jobs in the area. And I think the majority of the folks in our surrounding area think of this as a good thing, and me being one of them. So, but if you look across America, that's not the case.
No, it's not.
And it's not just America. You look across the world, and it's not the case. So communities have been uprising. They've been saying, you know what, we don't want this mega, you know, behemoths, and they are big. I mean, they're huge.
They're big. They're noisy. They disrupt communities in some ways.
Right. And who's paying for the extra electricity?
Exactly.
Is it taken from the grid? Are we going to have rolling brownouts, maybe blackouts? I mean, what?
Or they can they be powered without electricity in some other way?
Well, and that's where cutting technology is coming in. So water was a big concern, and then that was my other business. So we were studying on that, and now they're finally going to kind of like how your car is, you know, with the closed loop radiator system that air conditions it.
Exactly.
So that's, but there's a trade-off. So that it's like running the air conditioners. Either you're paying an extra amount for electricity, and electricity is already going through the roof for these things. So now it costs more. So, you know, of course the industry is trying to spin it both ways. And they're like, oh, we're not going to use water anymore. We're just going to, there he is, Mr. Dapper himself.
Hey.
Mr. Lubricity.
Ready to talk erectile dysfunction now, right?
I know, right? So, so you know, there's always a trade-off, and I think, you know, it's, and now they're, and Elon, and one of the biggest things about SpaceX with their IPO that came out last week is they're going to put them into orbit.
Yeah.
And he announced that he's actually, and he showed his prototype that he used. It's impressive.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But they're still talking about cooling, so I don't understand why they still need cooling.
I don't understand why cooling would be a problem up there.
So he was still talking about cooling, and that didn't make any sense to me, but I'll have to dig into that deeper.
Did you see the video I sent? You probably didn't. I think you were talking with Chris. It wasn't long before I came over. It was on Instagram. It was of a one in the ocean, and it looks like a sphere.
Like a pod.
It's like a ball.
Yeah.
And the motion of
so
the ocean
they're using the
generates
wave.
the electricity.
Yeah, I love it. And they're using it's
to cool it. Yeah.
Very smart.
It's very smart.
Yeah.
But somebody will complain about that too, I'm sure. Kristi, do you have any data centers going up in your neck of the woods? Like, is that a thing?
Yes, there's talk, there's controversy, all kinds of things in the Midwest, across the Midwest, for sure.
Well, and the Great Lakes were especially
Great Lakes
the Great Lakes were especially about the water. That was a lot of concerns up there. Is that they're going to be, you know, utilizing the fresh water sources because on the old fashioned way they would do the cooling loops, it was evaporative cooling. So you would need crystal clean, pure water coming across the servers. Well, now maybe not so much, but who knows? The problem is transparency. So are these data centers that are operating that are saying that they're doing this closed loop, are they really being transparent? Or do we really know what's really happening? So there's been mixed stories out there. Well, time will tell, though.
And therein lies the consumer issue.
Right.
And the voter issue and the community issue.
The whole bias issue, right?
The whole bias issue.
It's all who has a motive to send the story out with whatever storyline that's behind it, right? And
welcome to my world.
Yeah. So, and there's all these fighting, you know, stakeholders that are behind it that are rightfully so fighting for their position.
Of course.
And can't fault them for that.
No.
But as a consumer, you have to kind of step back and understand where the message is coming from.
If the power consumption is the issue, I don't understand, like for this facility here, they're building a power plant just to power the data center. Now, they'll probably sell some back to the grid, but the plant that was here didn't supply electricity to this area anyway. It went to DC, I think.
Well, it went into the grid, and the grid was beyond here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the brouhaha is about, oh, it's a power plant. Well, first of all, it's way cleaner than coal. Not that I'm anti-coal, but It's far cleaner than coal. We have so much natural gas, like you said, Brad. They're plugging wells. They're capping wells because
those wells
there was
have been-
the gas had no value.
Harry,
there was so much.
Those wells have been plugged. The major wells that were huge hits. A lot of those have been plugged for 15 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
why
they're
not use
sitting
that
on. They
resource?
don't want to realize it until there's a source that can monetize it that makes sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So.
You guys want
otherwise-
to take? You want to take? I'm sorry.
No, we're yeah. I know. With Lou walking in, I think we want to bring you on. I know we started a little earlier today, Lou. We want to bring you on and have you join the conversation. You're looking awfully dapper, brother.
Awfully
You know,
dapper.
yeah. So I know you are. So
We'll take a quick break.
yeah, we'll
Love
take
it.
a quick break and we'll be right back.
Cheers
after
to
this.
it,
Cheers,
Brad.
right?
AI, data, privacy, cybersecurity. Across all 50 states and federal, the law changed overnight. But this morning, you're not scrambling. One coffee, one scroll. Every new development that matters, in plain English, reviewed by an attorney linked to its official government source. That's Docket Daily. The 4 pillars, every morning, one place. Start your free 2-week trial at docketdaily.ai.
And I just landed back in the fourth segment.
Oh, cheers to it.
Cheers to it.
Cheers to it.
And guess who's here? Mr. Lubricity.
Lubricity in the house. No
one
doubt.
heavy.
No
For
doubt.
one
I'm
heavy.
here.
So,
Happy to be here.
Kristi, the journalistic nature of her was trying to press us for what is lubricity. So I figured, before we get any further, she needs to know.
Do you want the scientific version or the bar version?
You choose.
Okay, so, and most of our listeners have heard this before, so bear with us here. Well, it has been my observation that at certain times, when you start to imbibe a little bit, you feel a little bit different as you go. So I created an XY axis. It's called the lubricity axis. And because Lou is my first name,
Not Bricity is your middle name.
well, I'm gonna stop right there and say somebody came into my my business today and said, "Hey, do you have a middle name?" And I said, "Why do you ask?" And she said, "I was just kind of wondering if I should call you Lou or Louis." And I said, "Interestingly, I'm about to go to the courthouse and change my middle name. I'm not changing my middle name. I don't have a middle name.
Oh,
So
well, you're without.
my middle name is going to be Bricity. So when people see me, they can say, "There's Lou Bricity."
Perfect.
Okay, so no, it's kind of a fun thing that we've kind of put together, and I've just observed over 65 years that when you go into a bar after a long day, right, and you're sitting there and you're contemplating life, and what am I going to do? There's people going to be coming in. Should I eat and go home? What should I do? What's the first thing you do? You're going to order a cocktail, right? So we have the non-scientific, scientific definition of minimum lubricity, right?
Okay.
Okay, so minimum lubricity is the number of drinks that it takes you to just take the edge off and feel like, wow, man, I'm cool now. I can talk to some people. I can let it breathe a little bit and whatnot. So my minimum lubricity.
No longer sitting in the corner.
No, yeah, you don't have to sit in the corner and by yourself and whatnot. You're ready to go to the bar.
Put the
and
phone
maybe
down.
Meet people. Put the phone down. So
That's right.
my minimum lubricity is this is probably surprising for a 6'1", 205 pounds of I don't know what, but
Italian meat.
yeah, that could be. But if not, I have pills. But no, so
Heard.
yeah, we'll talk about those too. So my minimum lubricity is like 1.4 beers, and 1.4 beers.
That hasn't changed with our bourbon podcast?
No, it's Brad.
I
It's,
thought I'd have brought you up to at least 1.5.
No.
How does that translate to bourbon?
Well, I don't know that it necessarily does,
Oh,
and I don't want to get too deep into it to try and figure it out because that'll give me something else to think about at the bar. And I don't want to do that, right? So
Fair enough.
my minimum lubricity is about 1.4. Actually, it depends because I'm generally a beer guy before I switch to being the adult, and 1.4 Iron City Lights, I'm good. If it's an IPA, 1.2, and I'm ready to talk to people. So that's our minimum.
You've never been shy to talk to anybody.
No, I'm shy. I'm telling you, I came out of the cocoon. I'm just I'm learning how to speak.
Yeah,
and
right.
whatnot.
Just say
Yeah. So
Yeah,
as our
you don't need a drink to get there.
So that's our minimum lubricity.
Okay.
What would you call your minimum lubricity, where you just take the edge off and you're ready to just chill a little bit? Do you have a?
I mean, okay, the bottle is empty.
Well, yeah. Let's
and
point
not
that
to
out.
say-
By the way,
Let us point that out.
our Joseph Magnus is empty. The bourbonometer is down.
That was good.
It's
Brad.
gone. It's down.
Our
to-
spirits are way up.
Way up. Cheers to that. Let me chime in here.
And you know
Cheers
what?
to that.
A very pro move, and I got to give a shout out where a shout out is due. Kristi brought 2 Joseph Magnus.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, I heard it was your favorite.
It is. it is. You know,
Actually, I'm impressed. You nailed bourbonometer.
I know.
And
like 2 weeks in a row.
kudos to you, my friend.
I've been clapping it out at home.
Bourbonometer.
Kristi, did you work with him on the pronunciation?
Yeah.
I did. It's the media training.
Yeah. So that's a minimum lubricity, and then again, this is non-scientific. So then you start to ramp up, and you're like, okay, hey, now I've had my second and my third.
Yeah.
And then the next level
Then what
in
happens?
this non-scientific scientific chart is optimum lubricity.
Whoa.
Right?
Optimum.
Optimum. I like the word.
Yes, you're ready to be in a magazine. You're ready to sing. You're
I'm
ready to
empowered.
dance.
You're ready to move to LA.
You are ready. You are ready to move. You are as good as you can possibly be. Everybody wants to be you. Everybody wants to talk with you.
Yeah.
It's just you're cool. Okay, you start singing whatever song you sing. That's when you start doing it. When
Dance
you're
like nobody's watching?
The man.
Yes, it
in
falls
the
under the
box.
category of dance like nobody's watching. Yes. So that is generally a fleeting time period, right? So my optimum lubricity is 3.7 IPA.
Oh, that's
Right?
Whoa.
right under the DUI limit.
It is.
Shockingly enough.
We don't talk to the police about that.
You know, mine is hanging out with Brad. It's like 1 or 2 sips.
Yeah.
Well,
Of bourbon.
again,
That's
so
it. That's all I got.
that's the neat thing about this. Everybody has their own lubricity.
So you know how you talked about your first time having bourbon?
Sure.
This is Kristi's time.
First.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a bourbon
Virgin.
novice.
Oh,
That's what I said, right? Bourbon office, right?
Bourbon novice. Yeah.
that's not the word I use, but okay.
Well, that's not what they used for me the first couple of times, but I had to refine. I had to pull everybody in and kind of bring it back to center a little
Yeah,
bit.
right.
So,
Thank you, bud.
yeah, they had some bad words for me at the time, but so optimum lubricity is when everybody wants to talk with you and you're really cool.
Yeah.
And then you have one more drink, right? And then you get to what do you get to?
It's
Max.
it's max lubricity, and
That's a dangerous
it's a
place.
dangerous edge. It's teetering on the edge of Asshole.
Right? And you know where Assleville is. It's when you fall
I've
off
seen
the
many.
cliff, right?
Yeah, you fall off a
Yeah.
cliff. It's a population of one, traveled by many.
Yes.
It's so true.
Right.
It's
So-
so
As a
true.
female, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
By the way, am I the first female on the
You
show?
are the first.
Let's
Yes.
go.
I know.
Let's
So,
go.
yeah.
Yes. And I
You
would like
are.
to say, if there's any 2 guys on the planet right now that are in a better position in the world than me and Brad, I'd like to hear from you because I don't think you are. Okay? Can I say suck it, guys?
Cheers to it.
She
Thank
is
you.
our first woman guest.
She is.
Let's go. I
And
feel
it's
honored.
going to be, I mean, we set the bar really high.
We did. So it's gonna be tough.
Really high.
We may not have another female guest for a while.
Man.
I'll be back.
She says she's coming back next week.
Oh, well, that's good to have you back in Indiana
Going
next week.
golfing. We're going to shoot
Yeah.
the golf episode with Kristi K.
Kristi,
Oh, yeah.
too?
Yes, I do.
She's my partner. She and I will play you 2. We'll give you any strokes you
Yeah,
need.
we've been talking about miking up on the golf course, so you know it's gonna get interesting.
There'll be a lot of editing in that show.
That is true. That is very
No,
true.
but that's lubricity in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we're actually going to try and we're creating some merch right now, and as the senior citizen here, I'm learning what merch is. Right, we used to call it product, now it's called merch. So we're not sure. We're thinking like you remember in the old fashioned the Western scenes where they have 2 posts and like a thing over it was the name of the town. And our town's going to be Assholeville. And it's going to say, like Brad said, population 1, visitors countless, right? Because everybody gets close there. And we're actually looking for a ride service to partner with us because all things, we joke about this.
Yeah, we do joke about this.
Fun,
we do talk about
stuff.
Responsibility. And what I love to hear, there's the balls. So
balls are dropping.
2 balls just dropped.
Those are ice balls.
Yeah, we know. We've heard them 12 times.
Yeah, all right. It's a great machine. But no, we talked about being responsible when you drink, and that is Lyft or Uber. We would like to partner with you to make sure we get everybody that's drinking our bourbons home safely.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's a fun thing. As I said, it's just a little bit of shtick.
A little bit of shtick, yeah.
You know what? It
Everybody
makes all
feels
kinds
it.
of sense, though.
It
makes
does,
sense. That's
doesn't
a perfect
it?
partnership.
Right?
Well,
Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
So and
Cheers to it.
and you came very responsibly tonight.
I did.
Yes, and
did.
I appreciate that. So
You're welcome.
you came from a long way away, and
Lily's like, the
And
hell she
happy
did.
Happy to be here.
because I am sleeping in the back seat the whole way home. I drove here.
It's going to be an expensive Uber ride.
You know what? We are responsible.
No, I love it. Notice our new fire scene behind.
Can I tell you? I didn't
Into
notice
Lily?
it.
Come on.
Lily,
Right?
we were in this log cabin. I felt like
Right.
Paul Bunyan.
It was too winter, right?
Right? It was
Too much
so
winter.
Louis felt the heat.
It was.
I mean, he just literally just felt like it was breathing down his neck
It was
like a
definitely so winter, and now
dragon.
I feel like I'm still on the beach, right?
Mikey. Hey, welcome, brother.
It's just, you never know who's
Wait.
going to walk in.
I love it. Hello, Mikey. Hello.
Welcome, brother.
So anyhow,
Okay,
Yeah.
the party can start now.
All right, yeah, the
that's,
party gets started. So
that's the lubricity
That's the
thing that we've
lubricity
been playing
thing.
with and just having fun with
I
it.
it
love
really is.
Under
So-
the heading of drink responsibly, but have fun doing it.
see, it was harmless.
But wait, we
Okay.
didn't ask you, what's your
But, yeah,
optimum lubricity?
so-
when do you dance
No.
like nobody's watching?
Well, let's ask her.
Without any alcohol.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Whoa.
Wow, Lou, you thought you were a lightweight.
How does that hit you?
No, I like. What are you doing for the next 40 minutes?
Hey, listen, I just said everybody's going to live to another 250 years. So
Oh,
you guys might want to plan out your schedule a little better.
Hey, you joke about that, but
No.
I've been studying some of these peptides lately, and
I know.
there's some stuff happening out there
The
right now.
nanobots.
Let's talk peptides. Tell us about
I am not versed enough right now to
Oh.
give our fans and our listeners the educated version, and I would not want to put anything out there that somebody's going to go say, "Hey, let me try this thing that's not approved for human use, but they're using it on animals somewhere in the world." So I'm going to back off of that one just a little bit right now. But
I love how you
the,
teased it, though.
I do too.
You can't drop that grenade and then walk away.
I'm just going to say it, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay, so we're talking about tesamorelin, semorelin, and some of those things that are out there that are actually in human use right now, and they are changing people's lives. NAD plus, glutathione, and things like that. They're life changing for a lot of people. And
Billy Bob Thornton and NAD, right?
NAD.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is that? Tell me about that.
Nicotinic acid, something. I should know this.
Yeah.
But I
Look
don't.
at the
For
font.
Billy
Yeah.
Bob Thornton?
Billy
Oh,
Bob
who?
Thornton.
Billy Bob.
Yeah, he
Okay.
injected it in the first show on.
I
Oh,
missed
Landman.
this. I
Landman.
missed it. Okay.
What's it do?
It's the Fountain of Youth.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
listening.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you're only 35, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Thank you. I know,
Come
right?
on. You can't go younger than that.
No,
I
but
love
it
you.
I don't want to.
it caught my attention too. I was like, "What is NAD plus?" So
Right?
had to research it, and
And?
Was that the first episode of season 2? Or was that
I think it was the first
very
episode.
first
It was
Go back to
I only
this.
watched one episode, so it had to be the first
Oh.
episode.
Huh.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
he's in
Billy
like the mobile, home.
the camps. They call them camps.
Yeah, that's what he was in.
I don't remember that.
But he was getting up in the morning, and I'm like, "What is that?" It was a great placement commercial, right?
I haven't seen Billy Bob lately, but the last time I did, maybe he needs to up his dose.
Oh,
You say he's low in protein?
that's harsh.
He's definitely low. I mean, he
Or you think
looks
he's
like
good?
he's with
Low
us.
pro?
He's 70?
Yeah.
Low protein.
How old, Perry? How old would he be?
Oh, he's
don't
got to
know.
be. He's got to be this.
Gee, if we only had AI to ask.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have any AI
Do we
experts
all
in the
have to
place?
sit here and just guess?
Any AI experts anywhere in this room?
70 years old.
Well, Louis,
No,
you hit there.
he looks good.
You know,
He was born in
Louis is,
August
by
of
the way, also our-
1955.
He
be
sets the
71.
line on everything, and he set that line on Billy Bob just perfectly.
Actually, based on the picture Siri came up with, I agree with Louis. He should
Yeah,
probably
right?
up his dosage. The
Well, that
fountain of
makes a lot
youth
of
has
sense.
run out on Billy Bob.
Yeah, Lily, your generation actually is going to be the beneficiary of some really incredible biochemical and technology things going. The way drugs are going to be delivered in the next 50 years.
Well, it's going to be
is
nanobots.
amazing.
So now imagine a little microscopic size of the end of a pencil going through your bloodstream and just understanding everything in your body at all times, and then reacting and changing whatever needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
Lily,
it's amazing.
You are Advantage Lily right
Advantage Lily right
Yeah.
now.
Well, that's
now.
what I said.
Intern Lily.
Well, it's not just advantage. So this is where we can get to the fifth segment. We're going to talk
Let's
about
go.
some philosophical stuff. So it's whoever's going to be here in 5 to 10 years, because this is advancing on all of us. So what does that do for reproduction? What does that do for all the stuff?
It changes all the cycles. Every cycle. We're on it like a 10 or 15 year generational cycle.
Right.
But if you're
Now, if-
those are expanding.
Yeah, and if now it's not falling off the cliff.
No,
with the asshole
every
bill?
business model changes. Yeah. Actually, I talked to Brad. Brad and I pounded somebody on the golf course, by the way, Sunday.
Hey.
The names will remain
Back to back,
anonymous.
baby.
But
That's right, Louis.
after golf, we were talking with this friend of ours who's studying at the university. He's actually a professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And they're working on a molecule now that is able to, at this point, they're about 90% of the way through to reversing congenital blindness.
All right.
Okay. And now,
What?
yeah, it's amazing, right?
No, it's
and there's
cool.
about 1.5 million people on the planet that have congenital blindness. So
Right.
it's tough to monetize.
And we're
something
gonna
when there's
get
only
we're gonna get Bobby
1.5
on here
million
too.
clients,
He's
right?
amazing.
Is that Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Gaston.
He's
He's one of the smartest
One of the
young men
smartest
I know.
guys.
At,
Can hit the ball a frickin'
25
mile.
years old, kids
Yeah.
and all.
Wow.
He's got under the heading of who gets it in life. He got
No,
it
he
in
got
life.
all of it.
Brains, brawn, the whole thing.
He's got it all.
Total package.
Total package.
No, he is a Lily. I'm telling you, man.
Lily.
Branding.
He's newly single.
I like it.
He's a good looking kid too.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He's a great kid.
So
And,
is
he
Lily.
just joined the Indiana Country Club too. So yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He did a
Lily.
remote.
He's doing the national
Into
membership.
Lily.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got it.
So
That's
We
cool.
got you.
so Louis, we talk about all this stuff that's happening, right? So, and I was kind of hitting on it before with the health, but I think that if we can get beyond the scary part, and I say the scary part, and that is all this great technology getting in the wrong hands of the wrong people
Sure.
or the wrong countries, right? So, if we get beyond that, then the medicinal. Did I say
Yeah,
it?
that's the right word.
Yeah.
Huh?
Word. That's the right
Man,
word.
you've been working with the
Medicinal.
linguistics. Somebody has to be helping you.
Is that
Kristi
Claude?
K
Is
has been
Claude doing the
Kristi.
talking?
Let's go.
Claude's doing the
It
talking.
has been. I need a little bit of journalistic help. There ain't no doubt.
Hey, by the way,
I got you.
did Claude? I was working with Claude this week, so he might not have been available for you.
Well, I realized he was on pause there for a while, so I there was remember he
They're
used to.
fighting over Claude.
Yeah, no, we are fighting over Claude right now. And Kristi, why don't you just put off Claude for a few weeks before you try him?
Because we already talked about it. Okay. Until you two figure it out.
So Louis,
No,
it-
I'm going to tell you. 2 weeks ago, I had no
So Louis-
idea. I was
Louis-
intimidated.
no, Louis tried Claude for the very first time last week.
And
Really?
I created a couple spreadsheets. I got all this stuff going
Like
on right
Louis,
now,
right?
and I'm thinking,
So
this is
how'd that
pretty
work
damn
out?
Cool.
Yeah, how did that work out?
It actually worked out very well, right? And then I saw that what I sent you guys about if somebody maxes out did you guys talk about this already? Perhaps somebody maxes out their $200 subscription, it cost that AI company $14,000 to provide that $200
And it's interesting
worth of service to you.
So, no. So
Can you imagine
we
that?
talked
Can you
about that
imagine
last
the
week.
cash flow and the cash drain
Well, I
on
know.
the energy that's used to create everything that he's been doing with Claude?
I know.
Well, not everything.
And I've drained it every time.
Yeah.
Every day, every time. It was like, go to bed, bro.
There's gonna be a big bill to pay. But
I know.
Done with all that.
So they came out in the last couple of days. I've seen repeated headlines, Lou, that said it has to change for it to be able to support the capex that's going into the data center build outs and all the stuff that's going on. It has to change to a usage, not a flat fee.
I believe that to be true.
And honestly, when I got beyond the $200, which seemed like it went on for an infinity, the usage was ridiculously short. So it's going to get expensive.
Well, again, I'm a bourbon novice, an AI novice. I'm a novice at all this stuff, but I think it's just such an invaluable tool that
He's an ED expert, though. I got to be
I am
honest.
an ED expert. Because what do we all do here, Perry? Lead us in our song.
Together we rise.
we rise.
Yeah.
No, so I don't want to get
Another
too
pun.
deep into that. Another pun, but tell us something about you and what's going on.
I was gonna say,
We started talking about
Yeah,
lubricity.
we started talking about
our listeners hear all about you two schmucks every week.
Okay.
Louis, ask Kristi some questions. I'm sure you have.
Let's play. Me and Brad are going to play Don't Break the Sugar Bowl. So the next one that says anything other than asking a question,
I'm going to cut your mic.
is out of here.
Yeah.
So you're going to cut our mic.
Yeah.
So what do you got going? You have anything new and exciting going on? Anything?
We already talked about it. What segment was it?
It was. I think it was
One,
segment
two?
segment 1, 2. Yeah, L.A.
Going to LA.
Atta girl, what's going on
Let's
there?
go. Let's go. You're all coming out, right?
I'm free.
Hanging out in LA. Kristi K is After Hours. It's moving to LA. New show. New
That's a big.
title,
That's
New
big.
new launch.
That is
all
a
the
big
things.
launch.
Yes, super excited. Can't say too much right now.
Understood. Understood.
However,
Very
big, yeah.
very early on.
News.
Yeah, I know.
What's the theme going to be? The main.
Okay, so I've been at PBS
Yes,
business,
You mentioned that.
lifestyle, 20 years. So going back to my roots, business, and really taking it to the next level in LA,
Atta girl.
interviewing people in person.
Am I allowed to say
tied
that, girl?
to- You can, yeah. So let's go. Let's do this thing. Come on, Brett.
I hear you.
Yeah. So taking it to the next level, really building upon all the things I've done for X number of years in the world of business, lifestyle, and really talking to people face to face. And
Which we appreciate you guys.
We need to talk.
Yeah, making
we do.
the trip. Lily, thank you.
Yeah.
Kristi,
We
thank
talked
you.
off camera
It's a
about
pleasure.
how important, and Kristi was talking with Chris and about the networking and connections and people that you meet and the relationships that you cultivate are invaluable.
Yeah,
and AI can't replace them.
We talk
So
about AI a
true.
lot.
Can't
Excellent
and
point.
I think for anybody, I don't care what generation you are, do not lose focus of that. It's all about relationships.
It has
I
to
think
be-
a lot
it
of
has
that's
to be
gone
human.
away.
And the other thing I would say to that point is the power of saying yes. When you say yes to interviews, to opportunity, to doors opening.
It's like the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah, right? Exactly. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does.
And
You're right.
when you say yes, when you open those doors, when you walk through them, opportunity is there and opportunity happens. And this is what we talked about. This is how I met Bradley J. Martineau. He said yes to some interviews. I said yes to some interviews, and here we are.
That's awesome
And
stuff.
It really is.
So what's interesting to me about that, what I thought of is when I was growing up, there's nobody in this room other than maybe Mike back there that remember Nancy Reagan. Just say no.
Oh, I remember.
Right? So now,
point. Right?
We're morphing 30, 40 years later. Now we're morphing back around to just say yes.
Just say yes.
And accept opportunity. I think one of the challenges, and I'm fortunate to hang out with a couple of different pods of people. One is I'm the youngest at age 65, one I'm in the middle at age 65, and one I'm grandpa at 65. And that younger group, they don't know how to say yes. They're a little bit intimidated by even saying
point.
maybe.
Right?
Right?
Yes.
Well, and it's easy to get comfortable in your social zone online.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And,
For sure.
Yeah, that's not a social zone. That's
It's safe.
That's not a zone. That's a something, Brad. And you know that. We all know that. That's
Well,
not like hanging out with somebody
I
at
felt
the
it.
bar
I felt it. So
or at church.
Right. Right.
I agree.
Go on.
Well, they both have a bar. some
Well, they all like to
They both serve wine.
We all know there's drinking going on.
Only one guy gets it at church. And then,
No,
unless you have to take a sip.
Yeah,
Come on, tease me.
No, I'm teasing you. No, but I think it's a good point. And, you're looking at folks that get lost, and it's easy to get lost. I watch my kids. I watch their friends. It's easy to go, and I watch myself. Sometimes it's just easier to socialize. Chris, I turned down 2 of your phone calls today because it was just easier. I'm just messing with you, Mitch. No, that's not true, Mitch. That's not true. I know that's not true. It's not true. I was literally in the shower, so. but it's easy to get behind the social media and think that maybe a direct message or a text or an email is the way to communicate, and you lose so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And-
it provides anonymity too. Did I say that right?
This is
Anonymity.
true. You did say
So
that.
you
correctly.
there are a lot
Well,
of
you
people
rolled that pretty
who
good
will say
there.
things online that they would never say to your face,
This is true.
and that's a huge problem.
You should see what Perry rolls out in his anonymous account.
That's why I show the fishnets.
Christy, have we talked about the fishnets? Have we talked about that yet?
Yes, Lou.
I'm a little jealous of the fishnets. If I'm not, if I'm being
Okay,
honest.
I
So
just
you've seen the whole
Yeah.
story. You've seen.
I have.
We will show you between the fourth. We're almost to the fifth,
The
right?
fifth segment.
Yeah. So we will show you the
Actually,
commercial.
we're
that
really
we-
close to the fifth segment. If you catch my drift.
I mean, the fishnets, I'm a little jealous.
We have a. Well, I agree. So
I
when you
mean-
brought the Lubies, am I saying that right? Lubies or Louis?
Let me tell you, do we need to put these up?
I think we do.
I think
those
it's the
are
first
smoke.
woman being on the
yeah.
show. Come
Well,
on, let's
red.
go. Oh, well,
I
wait,
like
we
the
got
red-
to
we got the red
get
heels.
two.
The red
We gotta get two.
souls.
I like
We
the
gotta
red
get two.
bottoms. The
We gotta
red
do the
bottoms
red
are
bottoms.
cool.
Well,
Both
so we
of them.
got
Both of
Louis. We got
There we
Louis.
are.
Well, I
Louis,
thought we
I
Louis.
think we need to put them by the Bourbon-ometer.
There you go.
So
Look at the heels on
we
that.
know.
Barry, I thought we had the Louis on your leg back there, but apparently
No,
the red.
I mean, look at the heel on that.
Come on.
There's no way I, can walk in
first
that.
woman
Are those
on
size
the
13
show.
too?
No. No. Let's go. This is a new set.
Right? Yeah, that's changing everything. I mean,
Changes everything.
yeah, I know.
Can
So-
I, before we get to the net, I want to make sure that we hit on what you're doing
Yeah.
out there in California.
Sure.
Perhaps at the beginning of the next
Thank
set, I
you.
want everybody to know what it like a theme without revealing too much.
No,
Yeah.
we talked about it in the first set.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well, geez,
Kristi
I'm gonna
K-
have to get her.
I
Louis,
appreciate
but
it.
that's Louis. He wants to make sure he takes care of you.
I love
yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
Kristi K is After Hours. It's been going on
Yeah.
after PBS for X number of decades.
NPR radio.
NPR,
Yeah.
TV, all the things. TV host, producer.
She was
all
on the
things.
Oscars trail.
Red carpet.
Red carpet.
Doing the
I got
thing.
that history.
Let's
I
go.
want to know the future.
Going forward, heading to LA, really working hard on building. This is the thing. When you have a solid work ethic,
Mhm.
when you've been in the business a long time, building upon that, meeting the producer of your dreams in LA and building a show
How cool.
that is just sort of like taking the business
No, that's
host producer
that's so
TV
cool.
show that I've been doing for decades
That's
and moving it to LA.
How
Yeah.
can you do
Super cool.
something for decades when you haven't
Right.
been alive that long?
Right? I know, right?
She's claiming all these years of experience.
God,
I'm not
love
so
ya.
sure.
She was a child star. I gotta be
beautiful.
honest.
I started at the age of 2. I was.
There you go. There you go.
I love you guys. You know I love
We're
you.
like the chipmunks
Dude,
here, the
diapers.
Mutual Admiration Society. Here.
I love it, love it, love it. Thank you for that.
So,
Yeah,
No,
so
that's awesome,
doing
Lou.
really cool things.
Yeah,
and
no,
we
That's a
might-
bird
We're
down.
hoping that you guys come on out to LA, right?
we will try to make it out to LA. There's
Come
no
on.
doubt. I would love to make it out to LA to join the show. Barry, I know we are short on time. Our camera's ready to flip out on us.
We're inside the 1 minute warning. AI, data, privacy, cybersecurity.
Across all 50 states and federal, the law changed overnight. But this morning, you're not scrambling. One coffee, one scroll. Every new development that matters, in plain English, reviewed by an attorney linked to its official government source. That's Docket Daily. The 4 pillars, every morning, one place. Start your free 2-week trial at docketdaily.ai.
And we are in the 5th segment. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Made it.
The Bourbon-ometer's back up because only Kristi K brings 2 bottles with her.
Second bottle.
Yeah, that's a pro move. That is a pro
But the
move.
spirits are still holding high.
That's a big time move that gets you invited back next
It
month.
really
Let's
does. And it's my favorite. So, we haven't talked about Joseph Magnus yet. So let's talk about Joseph Magnus, because when I sent it to Kristi, it was a little typo because the spell check just takes over and says it was Josephine Magnus.
Very confusing.
No, it's being politically
It might be
correct.
fair in today's world. You never know.
Well,
right?
no, but it was probably because of Josephine's. I just think my phone knows Josephine's better than it does know Joseph Magnus.
Probably true. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fair enough.
but Perry, do you know a little bit about this, or do you want me to partake on my own favorite?
Just that I know we've had this a couple times at Bourbon Club, and it's always a big hit.
No.
And I remember the first time I was there, it might have been the first Bourbon Club. You're like, you got to try that one.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, it
very
is
good, very smooth. It's
and
100 proof,
Yeah, so it's right at the 100 proof level, which is kind of in that mid level, not too
bottled
sharp.
and bond, as they say.
Bottled and bond. And we talked about that, right? So it is also done in a sherry and cognac cask.
Yeah, it's a blend.
I get that. I taste a little bit of sophistication, and when I think of cognac, I think of my buddy Dan, and it's a little bit more sophisticated than I am as a drinker.
Oh.
But you guys know I'm visual. The color, love the color, so I'm predisposed to liking it, and having tasted it now, I'm all in on this one.
Oh, I love to hear it.
That's
I mean,
top 3.
yeah.
No
Yeah, I
question.
go top 3 with this one. That a girl,
Top
Kristi.
3. Let's
Top
go.
3, yeah.
And Kristi, this is your first bourbon ever?
First bourbon ever.
Well, she went straight to the
Bourbon,
top.
bourbon.
Wow.
Well, I mean, she's gonna be disappointed after she tries anything else. I mean, this is the best. I mean, hate to
Your
say it.
recommendation.
Well, it is my recommendation. It's not only my recommendation; it's my personal favorite, and we haven't even talked. Yeah. Well, Whistle Pig is good. I get you. I get you.
It is good.
But this is my personal favorite. So
Do we acknowledge the fact that this is our second bottle?
it is our second bottle.
We're on as many bottles as you see shoes on the bar. And the shoes
What
on
kind
the
of
bar.
shoes are those?
No, they're not
Christian.
Louis. They're not Louis Vuittons.
Christian.
They're Louboutins.
Louboutin.
Louboutins. I know my enunciation is getting better, but it's not quite there.
And it is in honor of the first female guest
First
No
female
doubt.
guest on our show.
in the bourbon.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you're making Perry so jealous because he
Perry thought he
Yeah.
was.
I
Yeah,
thought I had to, I
you know,
thought I had to
he
corner
walked
on
up-
you.
he walked up the driveway
Don't
with
be
size
jealous.
13 black stilettos on.
Crocs on.
And he I saw some. Were there fishnets involved as well?
Oh, there were.
There
Yeah.
were. Lily, look. Have you seen the lamp back there, Lily?
Yeah, that
I mean,
Yeah,
That's not the
that's a pretty good lamp.
that's not the Christmas story lamp. That is
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
Perry's leg molded
I mean,
in a size
Yeah.
13.
I gotta tell you. Hey, Brad, after tonight,
Yeah.
you need to get rid of that lamp.
Yeah.
I think we got a new lamp.
Ooh,
Are you saying we got to put the?
Oh, do you like my legs tonight?
what? No, what's the new lamp?
I think
I think we'll move on.
think, you should be our new lamp.
Oh,
In your shoe. If I have to look at a leg.
Louis sounds like he's in the
Just
second.
do it.
Louis sounds
I
like he's in
love
the
it.
second year of
I love
kindergarten.
it.
No, that was a little bit.
He's just trying to get it out.
Actually, we actually shut Louis up too. Last week we shut Brad up. Now we shut Louis up.
I was
I know.
sharing last week how I had to take 2 years of kindergarten because I just was so not paying attention. It's that AD.
I find it hard to
whatever it
believe.
is.
Like you said, it's like herding kittens
Yeah,
trying
right?
to keep you in your.
So, hey, before we go too far, at the end of the last segment, I wanted to get back to let's talk just a little bit more about you and your new show.
Yes.
Tell us what
you.
Everybody out there needs to watch for, look
Yeah.
for.
Thank you.
When do you anticipate your launch and your first show?
Thanks for asking. So 20 years on PBS, doing a business show, lifestyle show.
Sure.
You know, the evolution is amazing, and you meet people along the way, along the journey. 20 years on PBS, doing a show, NPR, all the things, radio, television. Really, this evolution is tying back to my business interviews, background in interviewing Fortune 100, Fortune 500 CEOs, and really going into entrepreneurship, successes, all the things that make people sort of move into the next level of their business, much like you're doing.
You can
You
be
know,
like
sort
a
of like-
coach, and you're going to help
No.
people.
No. And I can't say too much, but it's really me being a business host
Yeah.
and producer.
Just
and moving
conveying that
forward
message,
into
right?
Getting back into like
Yeah.
success. And
I like it.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite business commentator on television? There's CNN has theirs, Fox has theirs, Bloomberg has
we
theirs.
talked about that
Oh, you
earlier.
did?
Yeah,
they
we
all
did.
have their own.
Jeez, I'm going to come back next week, and
No,
I'm
no.
just going to join this.
I'm my
No,
favorite.
Louis, we didn't talk about the favorite though. We did.
It's myself.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
I think Kristi's my favorite now.
So much fun. Thank you for that. Yeah, so it's going to be fun to go to LA, do a business show, really sort of go back to my roots of business, hosting, producing, doing all the things that have been like really, really important to me.
Well-
I love success, entrepreneurs, building.
And
You know,
here's cheers
all the
to
things-
success with that.
Thank
Come on.
you.
I hope you knock
Thank
it out of
you.
the park.
Thank you.
I'm rooting for everybody,
Come
right?
on.
Hey,
You always are, Lou, and that's what I love
Yeah.
about you.
I have a question for Kristi. So,
Yes.
of all your years at PBS and on the red carpet,
NPR,
Yeah.
Oscars,
And your show.
2026.
what's the most interesting interview you've ever done?
Wow, great question. I would say so, sort of a couple of categories. First of all, from a political standpoint, George H.W. Bush, back in the day,
That's cool.
being able to interview a president of the USA, big patriot.
That's
big
Um,
time
huge,
cool.
Huge. I've done a lot of governors, people who are really in the political arena, big for me. I would also say, and Bradley and I were talking about this earlier too, from a fun standpoint, people who have a passion for what they do, people who have really sort of leaned in to their careers.
Mhm.
And it's Ted Lasso's Brendan Hunt,
Right?
who like
That's
had the
hilarious.
best, I mean, like so
I
much
agree.
fun. Like it's just a hoot.
No, it's good to see that.
someone.
It's good to
who
see
says
that he's
something.
still the same person that he is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. And there was another one too as well, Perry, who was a mafia guy in the
Oh, no.
original The Godfather, Gianni Russo.
Oh,
He was in
no
the
way.
original movie.
Like, show some respect
Like,
here, people.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, I
Yeah,
respect.
well, that was
Gianni
one, that was
Russo.
one of my favorite.
Hey, I'm married to a Sicilian. I
Come
respect
on.
them off.
Well,
You
and-
know it. I mean, it's
Was he actually?
he was in the original
He
the
actually was
OG.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Carlo Rizzi.
I'm glad to
Oh.
see you
And,
survived
I mean,
that interview.
incredible. And so when I get to do what I do, where I reach out to people who have had incredible lives, who have made an impact on the world in one way or another, that to me is like why I do what I do. I recently interviewed an NFL player, Reggie Williams.
Yeah,
who,
one of the best.
Okay,
Oh,
Reggie,
yeah.
come on, Bengals, go
Yeah,
Bengals.
Right?
Reggie,
Bengals.
come
I
on.
know. You're in Pittsburgh
Sorry.
territory now, but
You're doing
he's
so well.
No, but he's
That's right. Draw the line.
But he, but
He's
he's
a-
but the
He's a
guy
legend.
is a talent.
This is
He is a talent.
He's a
I don't
legend.
care.
Here's
This
my
is
thing.
Steeler.
Here's my thing.
This is Steeler country.
Listen to me. I was good until I wasn't. But the thing of it is, so I spent a lot of time talking about NFL players, their career, whatever it may be. But then all of a sudden you realize this is a guy who played in the NFL for X number of years,
Right.
decades.
Yeah.
And suddenly he acknowledges that he's living with CTE, which is a brain injury. That you're talking about what I do for my interviews. It's like, okay, we're talking about an NFL player, but we're also talking about what's the next chapter of his or her of
Right.
his life in this case, in terms of donating his
And how
brain to
important to be able
research,
to have a have a
making an impact.
have it. Well, yeah,
Because you know,
not the initial impact.
right.
We're
You
talking
know
about the impact that's
coming.
that now
next chapter
that now can
for
be
future players.
right. So,
So-
there is a solution. You don't have to live with this.
Well, no. Because and in terms of what Chris is saying, I don't know where he's going with his research.
It's amazing.
But you don't know you have CTE until death.
It's too late.
They take your brain, they do research, and they identify the fact that you've had it.
Wasn't that the Will
And it's
Smith
the worst.
movie and that
It
was
was.
made in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Here,
And actually,
yeah.
and Will played the doctor from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Is that right?
This
And that
is
was
the
about
thing.
Terry.
Yeah.
Who was? He was to
Who
play
was
for
the
the
one?
Steelers.
Who was
No, it was the doctor.
Not-
Yeah.
No,
Terry, somebody, and he
Yeah.
he drove his car the wrong way in the highway and caused a big fiery crash and he killed
oh,
himself.
Perry, I know.
Ah.
Terry, somebody.
Mike Webster was it? Probably it.
He was another one.
Yeah, it's
So this is the kind of thing that I do. I like to do the interview with someone who obviously has a career in the NFL, who's made a difference. But what is the next chapter in his life? What is that looking like? It's, I'm living with CTE. I have rage.
well, if you thought was never going to be able to be fixed, and that's we go back to the AI, correcting
Right,
things, right?
exactly.
So the technology is advancing so fast, so furious. There actually is help.
Mhm.
And not only
Yeah.
that, but I've been reading and I've been sending to my wife, Alzheimer's. You talk about Alzheimer's, they talk about there are things right around the corner that are right there,
Do you guys have any idea?
sure.
I don't think most people have a clue. What we watch on Sundays and Saturdays from the middle of August through the middle of February, it is barbaric, right?
Yeah.
I played football in college.
You were a
and
kicker.
I was a kicker. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Let's talk about that.
No. The reason I don't is because they said, hey, you have these physical gifts. We'd like you to do this. And we'd like you to play free safety.
Bradley.
And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I like my brain, okay?
Right.
Think about, in any other world, these are two things colliding,
Yes.
right? This
Yes.
is what
He
they,
didn't wear a helmet.
right?
He had the
So-
one.
I think
He got the one
we've lost
face
our
card.
studio audience now.
Yeah.
They think they're part of the show.
Point, we've lost Bradley too.
He had the one
So
face card that just kept the flies out.
The point being, though, the interviews that I do are really tied to people who have lived a life that is just really a legacy.
It is.
But then they move on, and from that legacy, they've had things happen like CTE
No
or
doubt,
things in
no
their
doubt.
lives that bring them to their 2.0 version of their lives that take them into health concerns, life
Sure.
concerns, lifestyle issues.
Tell Kristi about your
and
flat
really
toe.
making-
And nobody
Yeah,
thinks of
about
that.
your-
No,
It's a square toe, not a
Let's
flat
go.
toe.
Let's go.
And
For
you know,
the, as a kicker, as a
Nobody-
kicker,
I was the last straight on old school kicker.
let's go, Lou.
No, we
I
did.
still kick
Right?
a field
no, we
goal.
had
Yes,
Louis do it.
Mark's
We
got
had Louis
it.
do it like
Yes.
5 or 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
when I turned
Okay.
60, I
We-
did a
we carried
you off
the
fundraiser,
field.
Nice.
for the college, and I said,
Where'd you play? Or
At
where'd
IU,
you-
it's just Division II at
IUPUI.
IUP, yeah.
Nice.
And
I say Josh. That's a big deal.
well, no, it is, but
Well, tell her about your special boot.
my special
Special
boot.
Well,
boots.
your foot.
No, it's just a kicking shoe.
Yeah. Well, what does it look like?
It looks like Herman Munster's head, but it's made into a shoe, right? So, boom, you just kick
Fair
it and it
enough.
goes, right?
Last time you made
It was
a
a-
field goal,
Was what year?
old were
What
you?
year? Yeah.
I was 60.
Good
it was a
question.
bar guy. It was
Look
a
at
bar
that.
thing, right?
It was a
Well, there's a bet.
All the guys went.
no,
out there
yeah,
and said,
yeah.
"Lou,
We
you
talked
can't
about
kick
this. Nobody thought I could do it, and so I said, okay, let's.
and
go
he did it
with her
for
again. So we raised $8,000 for the IUP football team because those who said no had to back those who said yes.
And Louis, you were the first prop bet that knew how to take the with or without.
with or without, yeah.
Ah,
No, that was
Impressive.
our golf trip too. It was very simple because I
You're talking about the crab table
Yeah,
and
because-
our golf trip.
because
we might have had a little
so-
bit of action there
so we
too.
would go down to the Floridian, and these guys had their own custom craps table built. Right, has their own name on it, and craps to me are kind of like a foreign word because it was when you get down to the craps table, there's so many different bets. It gets like whoa,
Mm.
So Lou's like, no, it's very simple. You're either with or you're without.
yeah, you either making your number or not.
Yeah.
So
So we would put the money down,
yeah.
and you're either with or you're without, and,
Yeah.
and that I could understand.
no, one of my dear friends, Mike, who is recently
right.
deceased, put this
Sorry.
trip together every year
Yeah,
for
no, Mike-
30 years.
No, he
for
did. So we
60 guys
Proud of
every
you.
year.
60
Would go-
guys,
yeah,
30 from
60
Pennsylvania, 30 from Texas.
And he put this
Yeah.
trip together, and we had a craps table made for us. And at one point, we had like $39,000
We did.
Wow, now.
on
Yeah.
the table. Just a bunch of dudes that played golf and said,
Love it.
I don't think you can make that number. I think you can make that number. We had some fun.
But how many times did that number actually get made?
I don't know, because I was in the middle. And
I know you were.
As any
you were
good-
always, you and Mike were always
as any
handling-
good
yeah.
Italian would do,
Yeah.
I was taking down the van. And we were drawing out of every pot. But,
Anyways.
no, we joke about that.
No,
but,
it's really cool, and Kristi, your new show is really cool, and
Thanks.
we joke about
we joke about everything we joke about.
we do
right?
joke about everything, but CTE is a very serious issue, and I
Yeah,
was
it
actually
is.
meeting with the gentleman this morning, well, 2 hours before we went on air
See you tomorrow.
about that very issue.
So let me ask you guys this: we've been talking about our football here. Do we need to morph into something a little bit less traumatic and stressful and talk about FIFA and what's
Let's
going
go.
on with FIFA? I know.
Yes. So much
Tell
fun.
me, I don't.
But
Yes.
there is a lot of CTE in that with all the headbutts.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Are you-
But so you're talking about the WWF?
So we've got like how many cities in the U.S.?
How many were
How
there?
many teams?
There-
How many cities,
Well,
Lily?
they're having a watch.
48.
16 cities,
That's what I thought.
48 teams.
Yeah, so
Let's go.
I thought there were 16 cities.
And they're having watch parties. I see. Like, I'm not a huge soccer guy.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay,
I
let
know,
me tell
I'm
you, Pierre.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Let
It's
me
hard- it's
tell
hard-
you,
it's
from
hard-
a girl
it's
in
hard-
Boston,
It's hard to kick with
Scotland drank Boston out of beer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that. Were they playing the bagpipes?
Right? Yes,
that's
they were.
impressive.
How
They
did
were
I
at
saw
Fenway
that?
Park.
But I'm also
I'm a Boston girl.
I'm also seeing
Yeah.
a lot of stories about how they're pricing the normal people out of being able to go.
Okay, fair enough.
But that aside,
happens
those are the
What are
big.
we going
Come
to say
on.
about Lionel Messi?
But
What
I
are we
see-
gonna say? I
Did you see him?
Come on.
I
yes.
see there are
I mean,
watch
he
parties
just-
all over,
he-
even in Pittsburgh. Where
That
He's got a whole different
Hey,
athletic
Pear.
ability.
We talked about Garrett, with that bounce back that he had in the lacrosse game.
yeah.
Messi just showed that he's still got it.
Messi is
I saw
Our
that
icon.
highlight last night.
he's our icon.
Yeah,
He's untouchable.
it was a little bit like Garrett-ish.
Yeah. So
That's pretty
okay.
impressive.
So is USA gonna
was.
bring it? Is I want to know?
Well,
is
I looked that up
I
last night. We are in the
remiss,
final 32, right? So,
right. We're USA.
and we play
final
tomorrow.
32.
We're
Yeah.
filming Wednesday, so we play
Yeah.
tomorrow at 10 p.m. I think.
Right.
So
Right. Okay. I feel like
I feel like maybe we make another round, maybe 2.
we're talking FIFA.
Yeah.
We're talking Lionel Messi. We're talking about what about AI and
With,
FIFA?
Oh, with FIFA,
What
yeah.
about all of the things
Oh, I
that are
know.
emerging from like the players in terms of their
Right.
images, in terms of what they're doing to portray when they have the ball,
Right.
when they're shooting their shots, when they're doing all of the
It
you know,
just
incredible plays.
They're running the camera.
AI is capturing every
well, it
single
makes you never want to
image.
show up to the stadium
tied.
again.
Let me ask you
Right?
this.
Why do
Is
we
that-
need to be at the stadium?
But is
Right,
that really
and that's the
AI?
question. That's
Right?
why the Steelers are
Fair
rebuilding
enough.
theirs because it's got to be more
Right?
pleasant.
Is that
Yeah.
is that really AI, or is that just multiple
No,
views and ability?
Well-
Is it changing,
I think it's
or is
AI.
it just aggregating
it's
what
fair
we
enough.
see?
Fair
No,
enough.
But that's a good point, though.
question.
So it's a great point because
is a great
I think 4K cameras coming in from all angles.
Yeah, fair.
That
As a media person, I appreciate
right.
all the cameras at the
So
same time.
and if you're sitting in the
Yeah.
stands, you only get one view, right? And
Right.
you have no announcers over that are helping you understand or the replays. So I've kind of debated this back and forth,
Yeah.
and said, well, why would you want to go to the stadium and pay $200 for a ticket that you,
200?
well, maybe more,
Where?
2,000?
maybe.
Where
well,
are you going for
2,000.
well, probably for
200?
Listen
FIFA.
to me.
For FIFA.
For
prob-
FIFA.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. We're talking
So
2,000.
we're talking, we're talking good
After
numbers.
the group
I
round.
was talking about football, yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but you're right. So for FIFA and just like any other premium sport, right? You're going to pay top dollar, and there's something to be said to be there. There's no doubt, because you get to experience it live, and and we were talking about that was.
Did we talk about?
No, we
this
were talking about that
at
live
the pool
earlier.
bar, or here at the pool bar?
No, but
I agree.
that's
You're
the
right.
debate. So where do you push the ticket prices
Mr.
to where
Bad.
the value is on TV?
Well, like
Because you're already paying as a consumer premium value for the streaming
Ball's
services.
dropping.
Yeah, there they go again. There was a couple more.
So why don't you just let it go where it goes, like the market said itself?
Well, it always does, Lou.
Right.
But so my question is, are we still going to continue to fill stands? Because Well, I'm talking for my own personal.
Yeah,
experience.
different question.
I don't want to like wait in line. Don't want to.
Wait till
No,
you
but-
get 65 and your prostate says you gotta go. Okay, you don't wait in any line.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
I don't go. I don't wait in any line for anything anymore.
Now, Louis
again.
walks right up to the front. And,
When I go to an event, I want to go for the tailgating, the pregame. I want to do everything.
well, I noticed
up
how you
until the
talked about
national
tailgating right
anthem.
on the end of.
Yeah.
Wait,
I want to
you know
go through
what's
the
the
national
national
anthem.
game? You don't want the premium seating?
I've been in
Hell's
premium
in the yes.
seating. No.
No,
No.
I'm a premium seating girl.
No.
I'm a ticket snob. I got to have the best seats.
By the way, do we
I need to
acknowledge?
see-
Do we acknowledge
Come on.
that the Bourbon is back up?
Well, that's only
What
because we.
What?
That's a different.
But the
it's a
Louis-
different.
They got
no,
rid of
wait,
it.
Louis Vuitton,
We
what is
did.
the brand?
We did.
This
Brad, shoot the
Christian?
boot.
those are
Louboutin.
Louboutins.
Christian Vuitton. First girl in the
I'm
house.
pretty sure I didn't say that
Let's
right.
go. Let's go, Mark. Come
I
on,
don't think we're
Mark.
shooting those.
First girl
No, but-
in the house in the Bourbon studio.
But this is the first time we've been in the
She
fifth
is.
segment. That bottle
on.
is full. I
It
mean,
went from 4 to 5. It
shame
went
on
up.
you, Joseph Magnus. Is not that good.
And so
So, Brad, we cannot not talk about Lionel Messi
Oh.
and Mbappe
Oh.
and who's going to win the FIFA World Cup.
let's get some
Who's
predictions.
gonna win?
All right,
Let's go.
So what do
I'm
you,
going in USA.
oh no!
Because
Oh
I,
my
I
goodness!
don't know anything about
Are
it.
you serious?
So I'm waving a
I mean,
flag here.
good lord,
Flag it is.
you're
I'm a
out- yeah.
patriot.
You're in the round.
Patriot,
You're out in the
I'm-
round of 16.
Appreciate that.
I'm going
Round of
USA.
16, right, Mark? Okay.
Come
on.
What's Christie's
But
pick?
no.
What's your pick? USA.
Okay, who am I picking? Okay.
If you were putting money on the
Yeah,
on the game,
that's what I would say, Lou.
Come
If you
on.
were
I
Put
love-
money on it.
I love me some USA.
Yeah.
However, I'm a
However,
big Mbappe fan. I'm a French girl. I might have to go
I didn't see that coming.
France.
you're from.
I'm sorry.
Oh man!
I
thought
love
was
me some
gonna meet
USA.
You say
USA,
France?
France.
so you think France is the team to bet?
I'm kind of torn.
Listen,
Kind of torn.
So if you were betting money on the game, you'd bet on
If
France.
I were betting money on the game with a little bourbon in me, if money were an option, right? I am French. I'm gonna have to go
I would have guessed
I
Italian.
would say.
France, USA.
I would say you were.
So you would bet on
Hello.
I would say everything.
Are you going Lionel Messi?
Hey, Mark, what did your DNA
Come on.
23 come back at?
Who are you going?
So okay, so Christie's France, you're USA, Brad.
I'm just flag
France.
waving.
USA, France, close.
Oh, I'd be a flag waver
Where do you
too. I
go,
would
Brad?
go for USA.
I got to tell you,
I
though,
don't
when-
have a pick. I gotta be
You have,
honest.
come on, no.
I called my
you
own-
are not allowed. You have to have a pick.
I called
Come
my
on.
old friend Pele the other day, and I said, "Hey,
Wait, I gotta hear Brad's pick.
Where do you
Come
like
on.
from?
Brad,
Where is he from?
what's your pick?
All right,
somewhere in South
I'm going to take
America.
USA.
All right,
I know they're going to lose.
I mean, I love me some USA.
I know they're going to lose in the round of 16.
But we have to root for them.
But how am I not going to root for them?
Somebody.
Right.
If you're going to ask me to pick, I'm going Joseph Magnus
Yeah, we have to root for the U.S.
I'm Joseph
and
Magnus."
USA.
USA.
And then I don't care who wins.
You're going odds. I'm loving some USA. However,
However,
Not
I, mean,
Alabama.
I think we got some Mbappe going on. I mean,
Who's this
Mbappe's
Mbappe
looking
guy?
fine. Who is he?
I got to tell you, I'm not.
Mbappe is
I don't.
a freaking amazing.
Oh,
He's
Louis.
tied
we
with-
go.
Louis getting
He's moving
education
up
now.
with
Yeah.
Get
Messi.
educated.
I mean, Messi. Come on, the guy's a
Yeah.
freaking icon in the world.
So what
I
do you-
even know, and I'm not a huge soccer follower, and I know who Messi is.
Messi.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, you know what? This has been a wonderful night. And Kristi, thank you for coming in. Lily, thank you for coming in. I know the long travels, it was not necessary, but much appreciated. You are the first female.
let's go.
I know.
Yes.
And probably the best guest. And by the way, the definitely the best shoes.
Yeah, I've been upstaged. I've been upstaged.
I know.
but
Barry is
I'm a little
held
jealous.
that. He's held that till next Halloween, all right?
I'm happy. I'm happy to know that somebody came in with much nicer shoes
Yeah, right.
than I have.
So we've gotten to enjoy my favorite bourbon tonight, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it with us.
Delicious.
And Kristi, best luck of everything that's going in LA. I mean, your Kristi K after hours is definitely going to be a hit. you know,
Thank you.
It is.
and you're going to be, you know, right there amongst the mix.
And
They're
we're
going
gonna
to
get
be
to say
fighting. They're going to be fighting to get on.
we're gonna get to say she was on our show.
Kristi, we love
That's
you.
gonna be
We'll
awesome.
Thank
get
Yeah.
back.
you.
Can we
Love
come
you guys.
out?
Cheers.
Can we come out and be surfer dudes out?
Let's go.
Thank you.
I can,
Yeah.
I mean, sit on the surfboard.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much
Cheers.
for coming. Thank you, Lily, for sitting
Thank
here.
you, Lily.
This has been Bourbon with Brad. Be sure to like and follow. Cheers.
The views and opinions shared on the Bourbon with Brad podcast are our own and those of our guests. Nothing we discuss should be taken as financial, legal, business, or gambling advice. Don't make investment, business, or betting decisions based on our conversations, as you should always talk to a qualified professional. Always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and only consume alcohol if you are of legal drinking age.